All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another match of the Pokemon Crystal Full Item Randomizer Tournament. I am Dimnix. I'm joined here with Wingage.
Hello.
All right, and we should be getting started on this match pretty soon. We have Vicendithas versus Ethan26.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. This is the second match for Vice, and won the first one, so they're vying for a first place position in their group. And I believe this is Ethan's first match, so we'll see how they perform.
Yeah, absolutely. I am looking forward to it. While our runners are getting ready to get started, just an explanation of what you're going to see here today. So this is a full item randomizer. That means that all of the items in the item pool are shuffled together, and that also includes badges, Pokegear parts, and anything else you can think of. So you may find a badge on the ground. You may fight a gym leader and get absolutely nothing out of it. And our goal is to get all 16 badges, and then make your way to Pallet Town to talk to Professor Oak to get red to spawn up in Mount Silver. But in order to get to Pallet Town, you also have to wake up to Snorlax, which takes the three parts of the Pokegear, and just about ready to go.
Yep, I'm just confirming with the racers, and we will get this countdown started right away here.
All right, that is awesome. Something else also, the Pokemon will also be randomized, their movesets as well as their locations.
Yep, all Pokemon, their movesets, are randomized. All the items are randomized, badges included.
All the TMs, they have different moves on them than what you would normally expect to see. To answer the question in chat, sorry, what were you going to say?
Nope, go ahead.
I was just going to answer this question in chat. Is there a reason for Vice having minus 15 seconds on their clock? Well, we use something called racetime.gg in order to sync up the racers. That minus 15 seconds tells Vice that when the race is going to start. As you can see, it is now counting down. That gives them a little bit of time to prepare to begin.
Yep, the racers aren't going to start until the timer actually starts and hits 0, so there's no worries about that.
All right, and we start off with a Nidoran. I didn't actually catch if either of the runners changed the time of day.
I believe they both picked 10.
Okay. All right, and getting an escape rope as the first item. That's pretty good. That'll allow them to go straight into the escape rope chamber over in the Ruins of Valve. Once they make their way to Violet, they won't have to go shopping first. So that saves a little bit of time.
Also,
they get. I was gonna say they also could potentially use it in Dark Cave if they decide to check that item.
Yep, especially if they could find an early Rock Smash, they could definitely utilize the escape rope there. We got a Furret, a Cubone, and not a whole lot of good main potential here, so probably go with the fastest Pokemon, which is Furret.
Yeah, Furret, being the rodent of Generation 2. Not necessarily the best Pokemon. It is pretty fast. And I think, if they absolutely have to, they can make it through the youngster fight with the Furret, depending on its moveset, but not something you necessarily want to run long term.
Oh, for sure. And the Furret actually came with a Water Stone, so our runners actually don't have to buy that Water Stone in Goldenrod anymore for the Water Stone Chamber.
Yeah, that saves them on a bit of cash, so that's pretty good to find. We have an Alakazam here. Unfortunately, no Pokeballs yet, so they can't catch it, but could be something they go back for. As well as an Arcanine. Both of those Pokemon, very good mains to potentially run.
lot of very physical mains that are potential mains on this first route with Gyarados, Hitmonlee,
Yeah,
added on with that Arcanine.
yeah, seeing some good potential here. Let's see if the runners decide to go back, because I mean this route seems pretty stacked as far as potential mains go, but it may be quicker for them to just go on ahead and go up towards Route 30 and try to find mains there. And it looks like I was just saying that looks like what Vice is gonna do. All right, looks like Ethan is going to be going back for one of the mains on Route 29.
I don't hate this play because immediately finds the Arcanine. Lugia on Vice's screen. But yeah, no, there's a lot of potential mains on these first two routes here. Sometimes you get trolled with some bad fully evolved Shuckle, Smeargle, but
Yeah. Vice deciding to stick with the Lugia now. Lugia is one of those legendaries. It's okay. It leans more defensively, so it's not something that I would personally run if I had the choice. I did end up running one for a short bit during one of my tourney matches, simply because I couldn't find anything better. But looks like Vice is going to keep looking. Meanwhile, Ethan catches the Nidoqueen.
it looks like we're... Oh, there we go. Yeah, Nidoqueen with Drill Peck. A little bit of lag on the restream side of it, but everything's still good.
Yeah, looks like we're good, and we're all synced up now, so everything's good. No key items out of Mr. Pokemon's house.
But it is a quick heal, which is nice. Charizard on Ethan's side. I might elect to catch that, because Charizard's... Most of the starters are solid. They're not they're not exceptional, but they're solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Charizard, being probably the best out of the Kanto starters because it is so offensive. It's got that Earthquake. That is very nice.
Yep. TM27 on the Charizard for some free money. A lock-on, not very useful, but it is a sellable TM, so free money.
Yeah, looks like Vice ended up finding an Arcanine on Route 30, is trying to catch it. Is having trouble. Ooh, Arcanine with Shadow Ball. That is a physical move for it. Ghost type being physical in this generation.
And that's a Heracross. There is a lot of good names.
Yeah, this is absolutely blessed. Drill Pecking the Heracross will knock it out. It is 4 times weak, and Drill Peck is a solid flying type move.
So Vice electing to go back, do a quick heal. Makes sense.
Alright, and Vice looking at the Arcanine, deciding to run it.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy with that, with those moves on an Arcanine.
Alright, Vice is now taking another, teaching Slam to the Arcanine. That'll... Oh.
When you already have Vice Grip, I don't know if I would have taught Slam. It's not very consistent.
Yeah, he decided not to teach Slam in the end. I was going to say that would have given it 3 normal type moves. Ooh, an Exploding Jinx. Ouch.
That is a cursed Pokemon if I've ever heard of one. Going back for another heal.
You know, that just happens sometimes. And fortunately, looks like we are having a little bit more issues with Ethan's side of the stream.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Vice, taking a save before this trainer, I highly recommend doing that, considering we just saw Explosion Jinx. Ooh, Mischievous, that's going to be a solid target for the Shadow Ball.
Yep. Ghost is super effective against Ghost, and Mischievous does not have a whole lot of defense. Oh, the
Ooh, Vice Grip, not quite cutting it there.
No. I do find it a little funny. Vice has Vice Grip.
Very good observation. Meanwhile, Charizard Vital throwing the Sneasel, being able to one-shot it. Sneasel has pretty poor defenses, I believe 55 base defense, 55 base HP, and 4 times weak to fighting type moves. It's going to cripple up like paper.
Yeah, it's not too fond of any fighting moves.
Ooh, something I didn't catch was Ethan just got an old rod, looks like. We'll be fishing up a new main here. Yeah, it takes one look. It's a Clefairy, decides against it. May go fishing here in the Dark Cave, as there is some water to go fishing in.
Oh, we...
Yeah, it seems like Vice is also having some connection issues.
Well, I actually have their stream up. I don't think it's an issue with the runners, just the restream.
Yeah, if it's an issue with the restream, that could be not good.
Hopefully it resolves itself.
Alright, we see Ethan going for that escape rope chamber play that I mentioned earlier. Not needing to go shopping since you already picked one up.
Silver.
Ooh, Silver Wing. And HMO1 for Ethan.
Alright, that's our first HM of the game.
And Vice also making it over there. Now, grabbing that Silver Wing pretty early is nice. Once you get that access with Whirlpool and Surf, and it'll be out of logic to go to Whirl Islands then if you don't have Flash, but you could still go grab that level 60.
Yeah. Just need an access to North Johto as well, whether that be via the boat or Squirt Bottle.
Yeah, that's true. Looks like Ethan is making his way into Sprout Tower.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, at this point, you basically have two options. You can either do Faulkner or you can go into Sprout Tower. Sprout Tower has a number of checks in it and very weak Pokemon, so it's a good place to get experience. Some runners may elect to do Faulkner first, just to get it out of the way, and if they happen to get some other progress, may decide to skip Sprout Tower for the time being, but for the current items they have, which is basically nothing, I would probably be taking the Sprout Tower as the runners are doing right now. Ooh, Swords Dance. on the Charizard. It already has a completely physical moveset. Looks like he decides not to teach the Swords Dance, actually.
Ethan must not want to stay on the Charizard, or at least want to go to a special Charizard at the very minimum. Which makes sense, as Charizard's more special based.
Yeah.
It does have decent attack, but
it is 109 special attack, 100 attacks, so slightly better in the special attack department.
Yeah, Ethan might be thinking they're not going to be running Charizard for the entirety of the run. Probably going to main switch to whether in Kanto or has that Silver Wing, maybe get that 60 ASAP.
Meanwhile, Vice picking up the rare candy there, and just one fight behind Ethan here. Talking about movesets here, so the Charizard, he did decide not to teach the Swords Dance, but it has Earthquake and Vital Throw. Earthquake, one of the best offensive moves in the game. Vital Throw is decent fighting type coverage, but it does have negative priority. It will always go last. And so, kind of a risky move to use. Its other two moves, I believe, it also had Vice Grip and Clamp. Vice Grip is 55 power. Not the best, but it is, it's a move. It's a normal type. And then, lastly, Clamp being pretty weak water type move.
Vice has to escape rope out of the tower. Gotta heal up. Potentially gonna switch over to the gym here.
Yeah, it looks like he's deciding to take on the gym first before taking on the Elder. Now, if Vice could forget to go back into Sprout Tower. We've seen it a couple of times, so this could be dicey if Elderly has something important.
Yep. So far, it was only a PP up that Vice is missing out on, but we'll soon see after Ethan takes out Elderly. Well, that's a reset.
Ooh. Vice taking a wipe to the Magnemite. And it's just a coin case.
But based on Vice picking up all those escape ropes, he's going back up the tower and gonna get some levels before going back to the gym.
Ooh, Vice also finding an encounter in the tower. Hitmonchan here. Ooh, very lucky miss on the rock throw from that Ammonite. Ammonite, and yep, there it goes. Getting hit by it. Charizard 4 times weak to that rock throw, and it's stab coming from the Ammonite. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Yep. Luckily, the bird can clutch it. But yeah, that's gonna be a heal for Ethan. Pokemon Center is getting a lot of use.
Absolutely. To answer a question in chat, does anyone know what specific randomizer this tournament is using? So if you head into our Cinco Bingo, or Pokemon Crystal Cinco Bingo Discord, you'll be able to find all the things you need there. I don't know if there's a command in chat that'll give you a link to that.
I believe there is. I would have to find that, but I'll take a quick peek, see if I can't find that quick.
Alright, meanwhile, Ethan is on to Falconer now. Meanwhile, Vice is struggling a little bit against the little baby bear. Ooh, body slam paralysis from the Mr. Mime. That is pretty rough, but Vice is through the Mr. Mime, and just has, I believe, one more Pokemon left to take care of. Yep, there is the Magnemite. Meanwhile, Ethan is now through Faulkner. We'll be getting that Hyper Potion as well as a Nugget. We also learned that Faulkner's TM, which I believe is TM31, is Fire Spin. Not particularly a useful move. Yeah. Looks like, oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, I was just going to agree. The Fire Spin is, while stab for both erasers, it is not going to be usable. It's too weak in general.
Yeah, Vice, struggling a little bit with the Magnemite. It didn't really have anything for Steel types. It's, I believe, just has Normal and Ghost, which Steel resists both of those typings. But he was able to make it through. Alright, Ethan now moving on towards Union Cave. And finding the Zephyr Badge.
Yep, and going right back to do the Miracle Seed check.
Yeah, just getting a guard spec, but, you know, those are useful.
Yep. You really want to have a guard spec for at least one for red.
Alright, and yeah, so there was just the Zephyr Badge on that route as far as important items go, and he's going into Union Cave. Meanwhile, Vice is making his way through Faulkner's Gym. There is HMO4 Strength for Ethan. If nothing else, that is an improvement over Vice Grip. I can definitely say that for sure.
Oh, easily. And looks like they're fishing up, and literally fished up a fish with Remoraid.
Yeah, it looks like he will be trying again. There are, I believe, 3 different Pokemon you can get from these fishing encounters. Looks like he got another Remoraid.
Yep. With Olgrod, I believe the odds for the encounter slots are 70, 20, 10. So only a 30% chance to see a different Pokemon than Remoraid.
You saw Ethan do a really quick movement there. If you kind of go towards the pond at the bottom there. Oh, there's Storm Badge interrupting my train of thought.
Yep, no, that's a good badge to get.
Yeah, but if you kind of like move towards that pond near the bottom of that spinner, it'll reset the spinner's cycle, and so you'll have very clean movement getting out of there. Or getting into there, rather.
It's a very consistent and clean movement, so it's a nice little showcase of skill from Ethan's side. Vice looks like they're finally through Faulkner, so they'll be on their way, picking up all the items in Union.
Right, now that Vice has received Egg, both runners will be able to get out of Violet City, which is always a refreshing a breath of fresh air. Some runs you may see runners get stuck in Violet for upwards of 30 minutes, and it's just really hard to watch. There's the Zephyr Badge for Vice. And looks like Vice also going back for that Miracle Seed check.
Well, the places for Zephyr Badge to be, that's probably one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Ethan is taking on the Slowpoke well. At this point, they don't have any way to get out of Goldenrod City if they were to just rush there, so generally a good idea to go on ahead and get these checks out of the way. Looks like Ethan is sticking with the Vice Grip on the Charizard. There is strength for Vice.
Yep. Still a close race. A little bit of a lead for Ethan, but all in all, it's just movement in one fight.
Alright, and Ethan does decide to teach over Vice Grip for strength. That power boost is going to be very nice.
Here comes Storm Badge for Vice. So now we're even 2 badges to 2.
Absolutely. Other than the slight lead that Ethan has as far as movement goes, you know, they're pretty much neck and neck as progress goes.
Yep. First item is a Revive. So Vice does have the option. You don't have to do the Slowpoke well. We got rid of the Cut Bush in Ilex Forest, so if it was their choice, they could potentially just go to Goldenrod where there's more dense checks, but isolating Azalea for a later time.
Yeah, it's one of those, depending on what items you get before you reach Azalea, will often influence the runner's decision on whether or not they choose to skip Azalea. In this case, I believe that neither runner would decide to skip, but it is a possible strategy, and it looks like Vice is deciding to take on the Slowpoke well.
Fair enough.
Alright, it looks like Ethan, I guess he got switched out or something. I didn't catch what happened, but he had the Nidoqueen out, but he's now being able to continue the fights with the Charizard. Ooh, Spark from the Doduo. Not going to deal that much damage, but it is super effective. Meanwhile, looks like that Growlithe had Earthquake and did quite a bit of damage to the Arcanine.
Yep, the Charizard isn't going to see any of those Earthquake moves, or Magnitude, but just with it being Flying type. However, as on the inverse, anytime a rock is seen, Ethan is going to have to be a little bit concerned.
Absolutely true. We may see Clamp here, actually. We have, we have a Swag Cargo for sure. That is a speedy Swag Cargo with extreme speed. Clamp missing twice. Oh no, Clamp missing 3 times. Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's 75% chance to miss, right?
I believe so. Maybe there's a Bright Powder on that. Wow. But one Earthquake was enough to take it out.
But Bubble Beam on Gloom.
Yeah, this is not a good rival fight for Ethan. He's having a bit of a rough time. Yeah, once you clear out the Slowpoke well, you do get a full heal on your party. So oftentimes runners will elect to go on ahead and do this rival fight. It also allows for some optimized movement as far as getting the far-fetched quest out of the way being able to come back and get the charcoal item and then do Bugsy if you so choose to do Bugsy at this point. And it looks like Ethan is through the rival fight. That was pretty hard time though. But, you know, it's done. Meanwhile, Vice is just finished up the Slowpoke well. And looks like Vice deciding to take on Bugsy first.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this play. The fact is, the rival does have a stronger team than Bugsy, or at least higher level. And the Arcanine is, well, good, not high enough level that you can confidently go into one-shotting Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably actually going to end up saving time for Vice because that rival fight was pretty difficult. So this is probably, in hindsight, a good move for Vice doing Bugsy first here rather than taking on the rival first. And we have Vanilla Charcoal.
I love those vanilla items in a randomizer.
Yeah, I've never seen Vanilla Charcoal before. That's a first for me.
Well, that's gonna help our racers' wallets, because that's worth $5,000. Or no, it's worth.
It's I think it's worth 4,900.
Yeah, it's worth a lot of money.
Right at 5,000. If only either of these runners had a fire move, it would boost the power of it, and it's also going to be stab, so that would be nice, but not the case.
So this Lugia, it doesn't really have a whole lot of damaging moves, but yeah, it is a tank. Speaking of tanks, there's Fortress on Bugsy.
Oof, yeah, we have a very bulky Pokemon here in the gym. Looks like Ethan is taking a Sinner? Yeah.
I believe the Charizard was paralyzed and hurt, so this makes sense.
Good call, good call. Yeah, Lugia, very, very, very bulky. Fortress also very bulky on the physical defense side.
With soft... Wait, was that Metronome soft boil?
I think that was just soft boiled. I could be wrong though.
Yeah,
yep,
no,
it's just soft boiled. That is rough. Oh no.
I don't know if Vice has the means to get past this Fortress.
At the very least, Charizard has Clamp. It's a special attacking move, and it will do passive damage.
True. For those who... Yeah. Fortress, for those who don't know, has an obscene 140 defense. That, yeah, I think Vice is going to have to take a wipe here.
Yeah, you see Ethan going in, not saving, so we'll see if Ethan has an easier time or if he ends up having to wipe as well. Yeah, luckily both runners did end up going into the center at some point, so they don't have to go all the way back to outside of Union Cave.
So, as we were saying that the rival fight was difficult and Vice might save some time, I think Ethan getting those extra levels helped get through that Fortress.
Yeah.
Plus Earthquake being super effective really helps.
Alright, Ethan through Bugsy now, giving a TM and a full heal.
Alright, so Vice doesn't know this, but if he skips Bugsy, it will be for his benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he does end up going back to Bugsy, probably better for him to do it later as opposed to now, as he still won't be able to one-shot things. It's going to be very rough. Ooh, there's the squirt bottle.
This is our access to Northern Johto, so kind of broadens the possibility of where Fly can be.
All right, and we'll see Vice picking up that charcoal. There we see Ethan avoiding the Goldenrod Mall for now, going to do a save strat for the item here on the bike shop. If it's something that's not important, like a Dragon Scale, one of the worst items in the game, you can just reset, and you won't have to take a phone call later.
And this is Vice electing to skip over Bugsy. Allowing for him to do some Goldenrod checks just shortly after Ethan makes it to Goldenrod, so...
Yeah, this will help Vice catch up a little bit. Alright, we see Ethan going for the underground item as Vice enters into Goldenrod City for the first time.
Just entering that center, so if something unfortunate were to happen to him, he would be able to wipe back to Goldenrod as opposed to, at this point, Azalea.
Yep, and Vice deciding to do the underground, or the Goldenrod Mall basement before heading on to the other checks. There's
Boulder Badge.
Yeah, picking up the Boulder Badge here in the mall basement.
And Ethan finds the SS ticket in the underground. So that is now access to Kanto with by going to Olivine and taking the boat. And it's potential for a main switch, but they might be happy with their the fire Pokemon right now.
Yeah. Also importantly, it is a big clue as to the potential places where Fly can be. So as they have not found the pass yet, and they found the SS ticket first, it is more likely that Fly will be somewhere in Johto as opposed to somewhere in Kanto. At least for the time being, they may elect to stay in Johto for longer until they either find that Fly or they find the pass.
Yeah, no, that's very true. The Fly logic won't force you to take the boat. It won't force you to go past Mahogany, and so right now we're looking at Northern Johto is our likely culprit of holding HM2.
All right, and we'll be able to see what the TMs here are. I don't know. I didn't catch them on Vice's end.
There is Tri Attack, which Vice did buy.
As I like to call it, it is Strength with benefits, as it is the same base power as Strength, but as the added properties of being able to freeze, burn, or paralyze an opponent. It does have a little bit less PP, though.
Egg Bomb, Tri Attack, and I don't know what TM41 was, but
Yeah, I missed TM41 as well. But don't think it was. Oh, it had the word defense in it. And it seems both runners remembered that they did pick up that water stone. There is a spot on their trackers to indicate that they picked up a water stone. So luckily for them, they did not goof up and buy a second one.
Yep. After looking at the VOD real quick, it puts up a wall for boosted defense, so it's barrier.
Interesting.
Not overly useful to the runners, but it's there if they need it.
Right, we have Ethan on almost passing up the Kenya. Some runners like to check some of the other checks before they grab the Kenya, but deciding to pick it up. And there's the SS ticket for Vice. Ethan was able to get through those spinners there by using some very precise movement to reset the cycles on one of them in particular. Yeah, checking out the Kenya, it's a Butterfree. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah, some people really like Butterfree, and yeah, we were having some network issues.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was just me there.
Nope, it lowered the quality due to network conditions. But rare candy for Ethan, and gonna keep it. Gonna check out the Pseudo Wudo.
Meanwhile, Vice is taking on Whitney. Pretty interesting play here. This is something that Ethan has not done and might not do for a while.
But by talking to that person there holding the elixir for Ethan, when Ethan goes back to Goldenrod, the Mart now sells Rock Smash TMs, which does lock a few checks.
Wow.
Oh, that big brain play.
Well, yeah, now he won't have to go to the Mart. He can just go on ahead and go straight into the cave. Very optimal.
Yep, and it looks like Ethan's actually going to showcase some blind dark cave strats. So while the game logic will not require you to do these without flash and the Zephyr badge, you can just go through them if you know the layout.
It looks like Vice has to take another shot at Whitney, having a pretty difficult time.
Raikou with a level 15. That is a potential main switch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only a few levels lower than the Charizard right now. And if it has a really good moveset, the Charizard doesn't really have a good moveset, so it could be a very good main swap. It's Psybeam. It's not bad.
When you get Surf, and I guess you could teach it Strength.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air because Surf could be a far way away. Yeah, so Ethan may or may not switch off of it at this point.
That's the Cascade badge.
All right. So that tells us that the Fly HM is not in Mount Silver, or around Mount Silver, rather. It can't literally be in Mount Silver. Oh, and, well, there's the Flash HM. So these are absolutely in logic right now.
Yep. So Whitney is required. And And with that, although Vice I know can do blind cave strats, he won't have to. This is another check I don't think Ethan did take a look at.
Yeah, it's a check that some people prefer to wait until they have cut so they can skip the optional trainer, but I mean, there's a chance it's cut, or rather the hive badge in this case. Besides, taking on an extra battle definitely helps with the experience if you're needing it for your main.
That's a Max Revive, which you can't actually buy Max Revives. You can buy Revival Herbs in the Golden basement on specific days, but it's always a nice find.
Ooh, it looks like we are seeing a main swap to the Raikou here, teaching Tri-Attack. And Ethan will actually be doing that check right now that we just saw Vice do. And we see Vice starting the bug catching contest. That'll allow him to pick up the 2 items on this windy path here without needing to bike all the way back. You can just quit out the bug catching contest and be teleported back to the house. So, you know, that's pretty nice.
It's a nice little time save that Vice gave himself there, and yeah, we're back to a pretty even game here because Ethan still has Goldenrod Gym to do, and the Kenya quest is for naught.
Yeah, it looks like Ethan's going to be skipping out on Whitney for now and going into looks like he's heading up towards Ekritique.
I mean, that's a fine play. That's it's actually one of the bigger gyms in this game, size-wise, that is.
Yeah, moving out of the gym is takes a long time. I've seen some runners use the strategy of saving outside of Whitney's gym, doing the whole gym, and if Whitney doesn't get anything, just save reset out because it's faster than, or significantly faster than just walking out.
So here's Vice turning in Kenya, getting PMO8 Rock Smash.
Alright, let's see if Vice decides to make the same decision that Ethan did. It looks like he will. So he'll be picking up the Cascade badge. Yeah, and at this point, also, Vice having both Zephyr Badge and Flash does not need to do those Dark Cave strats. That being said, though, while Flash isn't necessarily strictly required, it does hard lock 4 checks behind it being in the Flash Chamber. So if there is a check in the Flash Chamber, which we won't find out for a while, at least until they get Surf access, then, you know, Ethan will have to go back and get that HM 100%.
Oh, Zapdos is the other Rock Smash encounter. It could be Lightning, Electric Legendary versus Electric Legendary.
Wow, that is kind of insane, actually. And it looks like he will be catching the Zapdos. We did see Icy Wind, so yeah, that's an okay move for it. It is a special attacking move, being Ice type. Let's see. Ooh, it also has Side Beam and Giga Drain.
I think Vice got the objectively better Pokemon there. I
believe so as well.
And he got the Raikou, so I think Raikou's the common. Oh, that's gonna be a funny thing to bring up at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like he's catching the Raikou too.
Maybe this
Probably going
one's
to
got
compare it.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what?
Vice is probably thinking, maybe this one has Thunderbolt.
Oh, I thought you... For a second, I thought you said he picked up Thunderbolt. I was about to say. Wow. But, yeah, so... Both of the electric legendaries on the Rock Smash encounters. That's not something you see every day.
The odds of that happening... astronomical.
Yeah, and, looks like Ethan's gonna go on and take the boat.
Vice finds Umbreon. I know for a second I thought he was gonna catch it. The evolutions are Vice's favorite Pokemon. Alright. Vice saving just before leaving the cave, so now he can escape rope out and be over by Violet. Saves a lot of movement, saves a rival one fight.
Alright, Ethan's taking on this trainer here. One of the fights in the game that you are not required to win. He does have level 30 Pokemon. At this point, we're in the teens, so very unlikely that Ethan will win this fight, but it's okay. You'll get a full heal afterwards.
Yeah, there's very little stakes here for this fight on Ethan's screen.
The Vice kind of deciding what to do here after picking up these new mains. Looks like he is deciding to go into the Burn Tower.
So, let's switch to Vice's audio and see if we can get the roamers. The roamer cries.
Yep, it'll be a minute before we hear them, but it's good to go on ahead and switch, because sometimes if you switch last minute, you won't get there in time to hear it. Also, maybe this can be a debate in chat, kind of maybe an unpopular opinion. I actually prefer the Burn Tower music over the boat music. I just have a lot of nostalgia over that Burn Tower song.
I mean, I do enjoy the Burn Tower music, but it looks like Vice selecting to just go into the boat, potentially. Check that one Rock Smash item and move on.
Interesting. So both runners taking the boat. That's pretty interesting, considering that at this point, again, like mentioned before, it is more than likely that Fly will be in Johto as opposed to Kanto at this point. So, I mean, you don't necessarily need Fly to beat the game, but it is something that allows them to go much, much faster, being able to just fly to towns instead of having to bike everywhere.
For
so,
sure. And I will point out that Plain Badge was found on the boat.
Oh, it was. Thank you for catching that. I missed that. There's a chance that Vice decides to go up the lighthouse instead, which, you know, could be good experience for the level 15 Zapdos.
Yeah, but we will soon see what Vice's decision. Do you take the boat? Do you go on lighthouse? I think he's gonna deposit a bunch of Pokemon and do looks like he's gonna intentionally wipe on the boat. And as I say that, Ethan picks up the volcano badge in the dojo.
Ooh, unfortunately for Ethan, getting an encounter on one of those 4 tiles of grass. In my opinion, that's one of the more annoying places to get an encounter.
Yeah, last possible grass tile too. So Vice picking up some super repels.
All right, we see Ethan taking a save here and going into Celadon City. Probably going to be checking this TMO3 at the top. Or no, looks like he's going down first.
Yeah, probably getting these leftovers. I'm not sure how I feel about doing the save there, as opposed to doing the save in Celadon. I mean, I guess we're doing the save right there anyway, so.
Yeah, looks like actually Ethan will be going on to Cycling Road. I'm going to be looking for a new main.
Makes sense.
And it looks like Vice is actually sticking with the Arcanine.
At least for now.
Looks like Vice is deciding to leave the lighthouse after the first battle. It looked like he also didn't have any escape rope, so he just decided to go on down. Now we'll be taking the boat. Alright, Ethan finds a Gyarados on Cycling Road.
With return.
Yeah, return's very interesting. It will increase the base power of the move as the Pokemon becomes more friendly with you. And so it's one of those moves that, especially when you first get it, it's not going to be that great. It's one of those moves you'd rather see late game when you maybe on level up on a Pokemon you've had since the very beginning. Also, Psyduck in chat pointing out, it also has Psybeam. Seems like everything in this run has Psybeam.
So that's a reset by Ethan. Resetting away the Gyarados. Interestingly enough, there was a Bellsprout on Cycling Road, so with Storm Badge, there is the potential of doing trade strats over in Violet when they get back there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Storm Badge allows Pokemon up to level 70 to obey you, and most runs your main will not go above level 70. By the time it does, you'll probably have Rising Badge, so you'll be fine. So that Bellsprout trade could be a viable main swap. Like Ethan's going back into Johto. At this point, I kind of agree with him doing this. I don't think there's going to be many checks you'd want to do in Kanto right now anyway. There's plenty of checks. Oh, there's the plain badge for Vice.
Ethan looks a little confused in regards to...
Yeah, it seems Ethan may not understand how to take the boat after you've completed it the first time, but he figured it out. You just have to rest in the bed right there on the very first room. And it also gives your party a full heal, so that's another benefit. Meanwhile, Vice is in Kanto for the first time now. And Ethan is returning towards Ekritique. I wonder where he is planning to start looking for checks next. Question in chat, how many Mount Mortar checks are there with Strength but not Surf? So there are 2 checks you can do in Mount Mortar that are do not require any HMs, and then there are 4 more that you can get with Strength if you don't have Surf access. And actually the Surf access checks are completely separate. There are 5 checks you can get specifically with Surf in Mount Mortar, and then there's an additional 9 checks you can get if you have Surf and Waterfall access.
Yep, and actually there is one more, technically not in Mortar, but just outside of Mortar, so 6 if you count that one.
Yes, true.
There's Volcano Badge for Vice. Yeah, all in all, Mortar has, in that general area, 22 checks.
All right, and we have Ethan taking on the rival here in the Burn Tower, so we will be hearing those roamer cries very shortly.
Assuming we get past this Krabby with a crit.
Oof. Yeah, it does look like he was trying to main the Raikou there, but unfortunately not able to get through the Krabby. LeFable with the stab false swipe. False swipe cannot knock out the opposing Pokemon, so completely safe for the Charizard.
I think that's Rock Slide for TF17.
I believe that's possible.
An attack that may flinch, that's not Headbutt. It could be Low Kick or Rock
Could
Slide.
Could be Stomp.
There's a lot of flinching moves.
Yeah. Ooh, Ancient Power on the Ivysaur. That is scary.
Ooh. 1 health and a dream for Ivysaur. Do we have...
Unfortunately. Oh, he does have a revive, luckily, but... Ooh, that Ancient Power, though. Ooh. Vice is going to be checking out the mains on Cycling Road, looks like.
I will point out, we are at 6 badges, so 1 badge away from Rockets taking over Goldenrod. There's the Bellsprout.
Ooh, does Vice see the potential? He does catch it. Oh, we could be seeing a trade main, folks. That would be very exciting.
Yep. For those who don't know, trade Pokemon get boosted experience. 1.5 times the normal experience. And this was actually, yep, immediately. Oh no, gonna check for another slot or two.
All right, any guesses in chat as to what those roamers might be? Ooh, finding the past. That does open up some things. So, finding the past there means that we could be seeing Fly in Kanto at this point.
Yep. And that's good information for Ethan to have. Because it might be a while until Vice does that check. And as far as he's concerned, Fly is in Johto.
Oh, thank you, Sadiq, for pointing out. I forgot. The plain badge was on the SS ticket, so no. Fly cannot be in Kanto. And actually, we have confirmed that Fly cannot be in Kanto.
Hot dog. I am mistaken.
Yeah, I missed that too, so thank you for pointing that out, because, yeah, I completely forgot that's where plain badge was.
Can't be behind strength, so... And we don't have Surf yet.
Yeah, so it looks like Fly, good chance it is in the, one of the Mahogany, or not Mahogany, but, the route above Mahogany, towards Lake of Rage. It's probably, if I had to guess, probably that one check or one of the checks in here.
So we got really, like, 2 checks. Maybe high badge and unlock some cut. And to get Fly is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it would, either need to be something that unlocks Fly, or... Yeah, so it's gonna have to be this last check here, going up to Mahogany, more than likely. Some of the badges we collected them in Kanto, so if we do get the Radio Rocket Tower, it would be because of badges in Kanto, and therefore Fly wouldn't be in there either.
So is this Fly here? Marsh Badge.
It's Marsh Badge.
False Director.
Oh no. It looks like.
Unless actually, wait, we haven't done Morty, so.
Oh yeah, it's probably on Morty then. It, like I said, it can't be on False Director because of we got Volcano Badge, for instance, in Kanto as well.
Unless Morty gives a badge.
True. Well, he would have to give 2 badges. Plain Badge was also on the boat.
You're right there, but so where Ethan is now has no chance of giving you Fly. However, it's not a bad idea to check these. You got Strength, you can get the Blackthorn Fly Point. If you're confident, which we know Ethan is with Dark Caves, you can make your way back to Violet City, and Ice Path, Dark Cave, and Route 45, that is a good chunk of checks.
And it looks like, oh, never mind. I got duped. I thought Vice was going to be going into Morty there. But I don't even think he's cleared out the roamers yet, so he can't.
Oh, we can't even, Ethan can't repel. He doesn't have a high enough Pokemon, and he reset away that Gyarados.
Ooh, we are seeing the trade for the
Sandshrew.
Oh,
it's funny because Vice, he ran a Sand Slash, and in a weekly, probably one of his races just before the tournament, and he has a bad history with Sand Slash. He said never again, and there you have it.
Yeah, sticking to it. Have either done kimonos? No. The kimonos bring me such despair. Well, Vice is going into them, so there's Hive Badge.
However, so now we know Cut cannot lock Fly.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it has to be whatever the kimonos give or what Morty gives. It's either going to be Fly or the thing that leads to Fly. Ooh, Ethan having a very rough time not being able to repel.
It is a very punishing cave.
This is also, why it may be a good idea to catch something in Kanto even if you're not going to use it. At the very least, whatever you find on Cycling Road is going to outlevel pretty much any Pokemon you find in Johto. With the exception of, I think, maybe Route 45. I'm not sure, though.
Route 45 can go up to level 30. But the route leading towards Victory Road, you could find a higher mid-30.
Right, so... yeah, so having a Pokemon from Cycling Road that just has the levels will save you some time, even if you don't end up using it just as repel fodder. Meanwhile, Vice is a little over halfway through the kimonos.
Ooh, Ethan making a slight blunder. Having to go around, and because he can't repel, that leads to another encounter.
Yeah, luckily, you cannot get encounters while you're sliding on the ice. But your repel steps do count while you're on the ice, which I think, a little dumb, but it is how it is.
I mean, a more silly thing is waterfall steps count as repel, and you can get encounter on the waterfall.
That is absolutely true. It's happened to me, and it's feels bad.
Feels bad. It's like, I can't stop. Oh, there's the radio card. And Whirlpool.
Getting confirmation of more and more places that Fly cannot be.
Yeah, but those are good items to find. Radio card is required to beat the game. And kimonos?
X defend.
Alright, so we're looking at likely Morty is... Because there is the pass, it could just straight up be on Janine or Surge.
Well, like we mentioned, the pass.
Yeah, I realized my mistake as I said it.
Yeah, no, you're good. Ooh, let's switch over.
Alright, we're gonna have a second chance at listening to the roamers.
Honestly, Vice not only making a good play here, fighting the going to be fighting Morty more than likely. For not only will it help him get Fly, but it's also going to be a nice Pokemon for Vice to take out to get additional experience.
Yeah, especially since that the Bellsprout trade did not pay off how Vice was hoping. It looks like we're going to be sticking on this Arcanine. Although we do have Sheep.
Now, that being said, with the Bellsprout, you are able to evolve it into Weeping Bell and then use a Leaf Stone to get Victory Bell, which could be a potential main swap.
Victory Bell is one of the strongest grass types in the game. Ethan whiting out to the a wild Chansey in Blackthorn City, so ends up doing a reset.
You know, Chansey's also an interesting Pokemon. It is another Trademon, but you have to go all the way south towards Fuchsia City, near the Route 15 check. There's Basement Key. I completely missed that.
I mean, they just got it, but
I think they got it a couple of times. Okay.
Alright, here comes the roamers.
Well, first, grabbing the pass.
Ethan gets Fog Badge too.
That means that we won't be seeing the Surf before Fly either. Wow.
Surf, Whirlpool, Cuts. Strength? Yeah, Fly has to be on Morty.
Doesn't look like he triggered the roamers.
Nope, he is healing for he was trying to repel there, but his main ended up fainting in the fight against rivals, so I imagine he's gonna go back down there. Because there is a ladder. Wait, is there a ladder?
There is a ladder. Should be fine. Well, that's a good question. He's just bailing. Uh-oh.
All right. So, I mean, this isn't a bad play. Like, this is what Ethan did, where you have 6 checks that 2 of them can be Fly, and then there's another check afterwards. Which, if one of them was Hive Badge, then that could lead to Cut, and it looks like we are going to be skipping Morty on a second time this race. It is a shame.
I wonder if these runners subscribe to the philosophy that Morty is always a scam.
So an option Vice could be doing here, as well as I can see him getting the fly point or even saving before leaving Mount Mortar. Just checking these real quick and going back.
Very true, yeah. Did Vice do Lighthouse? Vice did the first fight in Lighthouse, and then went on the boat.
I guess Lighthouse does have the option of having fly.
We completely forgot.
No, we are committed to Morty. It has to be Morty.
It has to be Morty.
Oh, there's our marsh badge.
Apparently forgot to mark it for the other runner.
Ethan trying to run away from a trainer fight. But yeah, Bubble Beaming for Alligator does take down the Charizard. A little unfortunate. Yeah, Vice is going back. This is a good play.
Yeah, looks like Ethan's trying out the Raikou at least. Ooh, Metronome into Horn Drill, but luckily it missed.
That had a 30% chance of causing some tears.
Ooh,
Yeah, the ladder only appears after you trigger the cutscene.
Luckily, the hole in the ground stays.
Oh, Vice is gonna try roamer strats, it looks like. I'm not familiar with the first two, but I am pretty sure that, as said in the chat, that last one was Dugtrio or Dodrio.
I believe it's Dugtrio. I believe the first one's actually Ponyta. I don't know if that's what was said in chat.
They said Jolteon, Rapidash, and Dugtrio.
Yeah, I don't think it's Rapidash. I think it's Ponyta.
Well, it looks like unsuccessful attempts to get a roamer here.
Yeah, it could take a while. But he saved before, so he may give it multiple tries. And decides not to do it, and is going for Morty. Ooh, Fire Punch TM. Hello.
Probably gonna hold off on teaching Fire Punch just in case he does find a roamer or some other good main switch.
Ooh, the Charizard gets frozen by Tri-Attack. Very unfortunate. Alright, we got one more item here in the lighthouse, and it is Fly.
Well, that answers that.
Yep, oof. Well, I'm glad, oh, Flamethrower too. Wow. Oof.
A lot of good fire TMs right now.
Yeah, teaching Fly to the Raikou, looks like the Charizard will be the designated main. Ooh, he sees the Flamethrower.
Wait,
yeah, running. Oh, what?
Did he teach Fire Punch and Flamethrower?
Yeah, he's gonna run dual stab. Or rather, dual single stab.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think it'll work out if he's doing a lot of these easier fights. You know, it's just extra PP, you know. There's the egg hatching. It's a Pinsir. We have Ethan going to be doing some of these cut checks. Now that he has fly, he can basically just go wherever he wants to do these checks. So this is going to be very nice for Ethan. Meanwhile, we have Vice taking on Morty now. Question in chat, does Charizard have higher attack or special attack at base? So Charizard has 109 special attack and 100 physical attack. So they are very close, but does lean slightly more special. Like the Plains Badge check is nothing. Alright, Ethan takes a heal in the Pokemon Center as Vice is just about through with Morty. Oh, Charizard has 84 base attack? I thought it had 100.
I mean, quick check. It has 84 attack, 109 special attack.
Wow.
100 speed, though.
Oh, that's where I was getting confused. Well, thank you for... Oh, there's the card key on Morty. So Morty is required.
Morty gives a key item. We have yet to determine if he's required.
That's fair, but Morty giving access to the only other way into Tin Tower, so likely that Morty is required.
Fair. I'll give you that.
And looks like Vice is going to be going to the radio tower now.
This isn't a bad play. A little bit earlier than you'd expect it. But you do have strength, and we do know that Vice will be getting Basement Key as soon as he goes over to Blackthorn side of Johto. So it will probably be very beneficial to do this now.
And we have Ethan grabbing Waterfall in the cut maze. Yeah, getting this experience for the Arcanine, I think this is a good play for him. Like Ethan is deciding what to do next. Deciding to go into Goldenrod. Probably gonna hit up this plain badge check. Oh, he's gonna do right. He has not done Whitney yet, so he will be grabbing Flash. Ooh. Decides to teach Waterfall over Earthquake.
I disagree with that. I think Earthquake is just too valuable of a move for even with the better special attack. And you have double stab.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think maybe his justification is that he does have strength, which will be, a physical move for the Charizard. So he's not necessarily like Blissey-walled. And I imagine if he could have deleted strength, he would have. But I mean, technically he could have. He does have access to Blackthorns.
Yeah, he's got access. That is a rock and water type. That is not very effective with fire moves.
Yeah, the Earthquake would have been nice for that. But Waterfall does just fine. It is neutral.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vice is taking on a Dawn fan, physically defensive, so takes a few shots to get rid of that. And that is Flash for Ethan.
So Ethan is just missing Surf for HMs. That's a pretty good position to be in. Gotta be feeling pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm. We see... Is Ethan planning on taking on the basement now?
I hope not.
So, there... In this randomizer, there is a setting called No Early Basement, which we do apply for the tournament. So, the racers are never required to go into the basement before they get the card key. Because in the basement, if you do decide to go there before you clear out the radio tower, which requires the card key, then there's going to be a lot of fights down there that are completely unnecessary.
Yeah, there's roughly 10 or 12 fights, and they're really not that bad, but they're very time-consuming.
Oh, looks like that's where he's going.
Alright, well, this is a play by Ethan, facing Rival 4.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that he has decided so heavily against doing Morty.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, on the bright side, this will be experience for his main.
Yep, very true.
Charizard learning Solar Beam, deciding not to teach it. It is a 2-turn move. The strongest grass-type move in the game by far, but it does take a turn to charge if you're not in the sun. And the Horsey with Hydro Pump. Oof.
Dab Hydro Pump takes down the Charizard.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm actually, I didn't catch what fight Vice is doing here.
I believe Vice is, on the second last, or he's past the card key check, I'm pretty sure. This is the second last fight of Radio Tower.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the female admin.
Ethan's pushing his way through the rival fight, but is having a pretty difficult time being underleveled and the rival's Pokemon not being a walk in the park either.
This is some tough fights on both sides. That's a Zapdos. With Thunder Punch.
So we know Zapdos learns Thunder Punch by level up. Maybe
maybe the Zapdos was the right play.
That's exactly what I was about to say. And Ethan makes it through the rival fight. What's he gonna do next? He decides to escape rope out. I mean, I don't blame him for leaving because his Pokemon are pretty beat up at the moment.
Oh, looks like we might be seeing Morty. Although, Ethan, your Pokemon are pretty beat up.
Yeah. It's possible he did that for the EXP, but he doesn't... I don't think he would need the XP for Morty.
Yeah, I probably would have done that the opposite order. And, regardless, Vice gets through the... gets through that second last fight of Rocket Tower, excluding False Director.
Yeah, he's gonna be saving before this fight. Seems like he was on that last fight for quite a while, so he may think, you know, probably a good idea to do a safety save here in case things go sideways.
Yep. I believe he also used an elixir. And good thing he did, because Aeroblast is going to be really useful against that Machamp.
Ooh, very prime Aeroblast targets here. Machamp into Hitmonchan.
Last time we saw a Growlithe on Vice's screen, it had Earthquake, so we'll see. Looks like just Quick Attack this time.
Yeah, it probably leveled out of having Earthquake.
Unfortunate. But that's radio done.
Alright, interestingly, Vice has not picked up the basement key yet, so...
I think Vice's goal is to get Fly before moving over. And,
which, yeah, makes perfect sense.
At this point, Fly is down to one location for him, and that is Lighthouse.
Oh, but there's Pokegear. Wow.
So Morty is required. All right. Two races today that I've commentated for that Morty has been required, not a scam.
Or Snow Bear. Oh no, not Sandstorm. That's gonna be a lot of time loss. Sandstorm is one of those few moves that even if you turn off animations, you still have to watch it because it's a weather move. So every turn we're gonna be seeing that Sandstorm brew up, and it's going to be dealing damage to both sides as long as either side doesn't have a rock, steel, or ground type.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but looks like Vice is making pretty short work of False Director here.
Alright, and Ethan is through Morty. That's going to give him the card key.
Sandstorm's over. Using a crit Aeroblast on a Hoppip, that is a little bit of overkill.
Probably deserved it.
And Ladybug gets the Aeroblast. I mean, Hoppip's one of my least favorite Pokemon of all time, so... And not worth it. Got some decent experience out of it, but that's the radio tower completely done now.
Right, yeah, but getting that Pokegear is very, very nice.
We are one piece away from unlocking the Snorlax.
Alright, and Vice now doing the plain badge check. It's another charcoal.
Look at all that money. Alright,
Speaking of money, looks like, oh, I thought he was going to be heading into the mart, but it looks like just taking a Pokemon Center. And we're heading south.
oh, you know what it is? He hasn't done Bugsy yet.
Oh, that is true. He may think that Fly is on Bugsy. I'm wondering if he knows that he hasn't finished Lighthouse yet.
He does know he hasn't completed Lighthouse, but oh, so what he's doing here is he's actually saving here, allowing him to, because all he has is a 3 Pokemon fight. And then, if it's nothing, he can escape rope and make it essentially all the way back to Goldenrod. A good
Yeah.
strat.
Smart play here from Vice.
If it's fly, he saves time. If it's not fly, he saves time. Revenge on focus.
Meanwhile, Konono girls are a dud. Like Ethan. Oh, you go ahead.
I do agree with the chat. They said Vice could have saved in Goldenrod, but I think this is all in all the better save location, as you may be. It might not be fly, but if it's something, it makes very little difference in the grand scheme of things. He may have decided it halfway through Ilex by the time he decided to make that play, but
Yeah, I will say as a runner, you know, sometimes you don't really think about a strat until, you know, right before, like maybe like he probably knows, you know, oh, if I would have saved in Goldenrod, I would have saved time, but he probably didn't even think about implementing a strat like that until he was already through Ilex.
exactly.
So, you know, saving some time is better than saving no time.
What is Vice checking now?
Looks like Vice is heading back over to Kanto.
He's got the pass. He may forget that he got it from Strength, which was behind the SSN ticket. Or SS Aqua. But with pass, he might be trying to get a few quick checks here. Oh no, he's taking the Olivine boat. That's what it is. This will heal up his Pokemon. He's already done this, so this is technically, I believe this is technically faster. Not by much, but
if it's not faster, it at least heals his Pokemon. So,
exactly.
Yeah, very interesting route here. Something I wouldn't have thought of, but you know, I think it's at the very least, it's very cool to be to have that route in mind.
Very quick thinking by Vice. Good on him for that. It also eliminates any chance of accidentally getting a 2 grass encounter.
True.
No need to repel or anything. There's nothing really. You're just riding your bike through cities.
Yes, he did do the SSN already. He decided to take the SSN to get into Olivine instead of going through National Park, Ekritique, and all of that. He may have healed at the Pokemon Center after the last gym, in which case he just still decided to take the boat. Honestly, at the very least, it prevents him from having to deal with encounters or having to repel. So, regardless, I think it's very interesting routing. And, you know, I don't know if it saved time, but it's possible it did.
It may have saved time, it may not have, but it completely negates the risk of facing any optionals. There's a few spinners in between Ekritique and Goldenrod and Olivine. So no chance of wild encounters, no chance of trainer battles.
Yeah. You know, again, you know, regardless of if it saved time or not, it really shows off Vice's ability to think on his feet and come up with creative strategies that other people may not come up with. Because I've never seen that way of or that thought process of getting into Olivine before in a situation like this. So very unique, very cool to see from Vice.
This is a runner that I've played dozens of matches with back in the days of PKMN randos, and that was a talking point back then. I have not seen it in a long time, though.
But either way, Ethan is almost through the radio tower. Vice will be picking up Fly here after talking to Jasmine and fighting the one trainer on the floor below. Oh, it seems Vice is going to be doing the alternative strategy of fighting this trainer instead. So there are two options of trainers you can fight in the lighthouse to get the last item. This one has 2 Pokemon, the other one has 3. The trade-off is that there's a little bit of extra movement for fighting the trainer with 2 Pokemon.
After doing some testing, I think that if you're one-shotting the Pokemon, this way is minorly faster.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about testing this at some point, since I keep seeing the strat pop up. Yeah, to answer the question, neither runner has the secret potion. And that is Fly for Vice.
Unfortunately, Vice still was not able to pick up any escape ropes. But now that he gets Fly, he's able to probably go back to, in my mind, Violet City or Azalea, who quickly picks him up.
And Ethan also taking a save before this final rocket.
Vice fully kitted on every super repel he's going to need for the rest of the game, likely, as well as got some hyper potions.
All right, and Vice is now heading into Lavender Town as Ethan finishes up the the radio tower, where he will find the Pokegear.
With the ability to flash, Vice is gonna quickly go through Rock Tunnel here. That's 5 quick checks.
Yeah, if Vice finds the Surf HM as well as the machine part here, I'm sure he will be very happy.
Well, he would be happier if he had Fog Badge, which unfortunately is by Blackthorn.
Ooh, that's true. He does not have the Fog Badge. I did not realize that. All right, Ethan is taking on the False Director now. Just one more item here in the Rock Tunnel. Looks like nothing too important yet. And it's just an elixir.
Nothing exceptional, but that's another location fully complete off his map. From here, I would probably, with Strength, doing all those ice path checks, Vice is going to save a lot more time than Ethan being able to repel through ice path.
That is very, very true. Looks like Vice is taking the opportunity to buy some escape ropes first.
Heavily recommended.
And looks like he will be heading over towards Ice Path. Very good.
So, with that does even up things a little bit. From here, I believe Ethan's probably gonna use that basement key he found earlier on.
Yeah, very glad that Ethan decided not to do Vanilla Basement.
Yeah, that would be an extra 10-ish minutes on his time that, in a race like this, you really don't want to be spending.
I do not remember where Waterfall was, to be completely honest.
That is a good question. I
I
believe.
want to say it was an ice bath.
I think it was after Ice Path. I believe it was on Route 45.
That's also possible, but or rather, I believe at least it was on the route, like the way Vice is going, like towards Blackthorn Route 45.
I think this is the only thing Ethan has done that Vice hasn't. And I know there's a decent amount of key items in this area, so... There's Hive Badge.
And it looks like Ethan is a little confused on how to do the switch puzzle here.
For those who don't know, you can either do 1, 2, 1, 3 from right to left, or 1, 3, 1, 2. And that'll unlock the first 2 items. And then you can, if you do that, you can just press the first one, so the furthest one on the right. Yeah, it looks like he's doing 1, 3, 2, which isn't gonna work.
I think he stumbled his way into one. Well, no, I think he might have pressed 2 first. Oh, there's HMO6.
Yep, that's Whirlpool. Oh, so resetting the room again for Ethan. This is unfortunate. Starting on the left side, there's the basement key for Vice. So this could be detrimental if these are required and Ethan doesn't figure out the puzzle. There's Fog Badge. At least this item is available.
And he hits the emergency switch. Will allow him to exit, but will not allow him to get that item. Looks like he's just going to move on.
Yeah, so Ethan is going to isolate that one check, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
I believe Waterfall was up here at Lake of Rage, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I know there was just a big rush of key items back to back. There's Waterfall. HM7 and TM7 found at the same time.
Very good. Got a couple more items in the basement. Alright, TM26 and a Paralysial. So, other than the one item that was skipped, definitely nothing in the basement, but...
We will have to wait.
Looks like Ethan will try again, though.
I respect it.
Yeah, at this point, with the amount of runs we've had, essentially determined by mischecks, it's very, very important to try to get this item just in case. Unfortunately, just doing 1, 2, and then 3, that's not going to do it.
No.
Well, interestingly, I believe 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 works, so he almost had it.
Yeah, he almost stumbled into the right answer. Now, Vice is gonna... I think he's got this optional to face. He's gonna face Rival 2, but I think Vice is gonna be taking a lead if Ethan gets stuck here. One, two. One. No.
Nope.
You're so close. And it's gonna reset again.
Thank you, Rando Brazil, for rating with a party of 27.
Ethan, if he so chooses to, he can look up the puzzle. That is not against the rules. But it would be taking time away from the game. So he probably knows it. He's just gonna do his best to try to remember it. And oh, 1, 2. Nope, that's another reset.
Nope.
Getting really close.
Unfortunately, this is one of those. It's really hard to do by trial and error because it's so many switches. It's a combination of 4 minimum to get into that one item.
1, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's. I don't think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 3 or 1, 3, 1, 2 is the optimal solution. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 also works.
I think it's gonna get to a point where Ethan just says no, give up on that one check and hope it's not anything important.
Yeah, he has to give up on it, or he has to look it up.
Yeah.
It looks like he is checking it now. Did he get it? He looks like he got it, and it's the Thunder Badge.
Whoa! Thank goodness he didn't give that up. That's all right. But with that, Vice made up a lot of needed time there. So Ethan is one basement search ahead, which compared to where he was before isn't a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, no. I believe Ethan probably spent around 10 minutes doing that, so that's a lot of lost time. Vice is now able to make that up.
We did forget to mark. Vice does have the radio card now. That was also in that big sprawl of checks. And there's the Thunder Patch. Well, kudos to Ethan for not giving up.
Absolutely. Vice is now going to be checking the rest of the basement. I believe Ethan, did he go into Erica? Did I see that right?
Yes. Ethan is currently facing Erica's gym on the first set of trainers, the twins.
Interesting fact, because of how the way the Pokemon trainers are programmed, each set of twins are considered 2 different trainers, depending on whether or not you encounter the left or the right one. But the flags for defeating them are the same, so you can never fight both of them. But they will have separate Pokemon. Or rather, separate teams.
Yep. It's, you won't notice it in a vanilla game because both are set as the same fight, but in a randomizer, it definitely gets swapped around.
Yeah, it's where you see some interesting strats and say catch-em-alls. If you have a co-op catch-em-all going on, you'll often have one runner do the left twin and one runner do the right twin to get different information.
Alright, Vice electing to go check out, probably get some X items over in Celadon here. And I imagine from here he's probably going to take on Erica as well. because checks available are really the gym leaders. I guess the cut checks over by the one cut check south of Lavender, and yeah, pretty much just the gym leaders.
Yeah. Without that surf, well, I mean, really, they don't have either part of the. I mean, they don't. Okay, so they're missing the expansion card. They're missing both parts of Tin Tower. They're missing surf, so that cuts out a lot of checks. So they primarily just have things like really the Kanto leaders, Nugget Hedge Maze,
Fuchsia, beside Fuchsia.
Beside Fuchsia, just one check.
Lavender.
Yep.
So, from here, it's probably facing Surge, Erica, Janine. Now that you have Fly, probably facing Janine first would be ideal.
I agree with that. Yes. And it looks like that's what Vice is probably going to be doing. Yeah,
that's Erica down.
All right, Erica gives Ultra Ball and Super Potion, so nothing required. To answer in chat, I don't know if you're just joking around or not, but just for information's sake, so Octazooka, it's an okay water type move. I believe 65 power. The problem is its accuracy. I believe it's 85 accuracy, so it pretty often misses. But not the worst water type move you could have. But at this point, yeah, 85 accuracy. They do have Waterfall, which is objectively better than Octazooka.
Yep, Octazooka only has 10 PP as well, which isn't a whole heck of a lot. That's like 3 to 4 fights at max if you're using it. And while it does have the bonus of 50% of the time lowering accuracy, Waterfall's better. Surf, which has to be coming up soon, is also better. And we are on the same fight. Ethan has Erica done ahead of Vice, but it
Zap
is
Cannon.
neck and neck.
Zap Cannon on the seal. And Magnitude on the seal. Ooh.
Ooh. Alright.
Seal has coverage.
Yep. Alright. Gonna be on the same gym fight at the same time.
Yeah, it's all good, RP Pariah. I figured you were joking, but, it's good to have the information out there just in case people aren't aware. Interestingly, both runners deciding to face Janine before checking out the Route 15 item.
A good use of guard spec by Vice, so although he does have X accuracies, this will allow him to ignore all the sand attack that Vulpix is using.
Yeah, that Psychic has a chance to drop special defense, but that won't happen with the guard spec.
I believe it still has a chance to drop special defense, but sand attack won't work.
Oh, really? I thought guard spec prevented all stat drops.
It prevents targeted stat drops, so tail whip or sand attack won't work, but
Interesting. Well, I learned something new every run. Meanwhile, Ethan threw Janine, and she gives money, and that's it.
Alright, so you do the cut check here, you do Lieutenant Surge. Vice is probably going to do Erica, because Erica does give 2 items.
Alright, getting an escape rope from the cut check, so looks like it is not over in Fuchsia City.
Nope. So we're down to the Nugget Bridge for 2 checks. Surge, Sabrina's in Logic, and the item South of Lavender, which is what Ethan is going to be checking right now. Oh wait, no, Ethan hasn't checked Rock Tunnel, so that's probably what... that's 5 checks. That's probably the right play for Ethan.
Yeah, I usually check Rock Tunnel, generally just going north of Lavender before I go south. Just in case I get the machine part or surf. That way I could get the Lavender Town check and then go south after that. All right, not anywhere around Lavender, so we're down to Nugget Hedge, Sabrina, Surge.
Yeah, this is a bit of a funnel.
Yeah, and it I mean, at this point the race is very, very close. It just comes down to who checks the right thing at the right time.
And even then, both mains are equivalent in strength, so like there's no clear advantage. Vice doing a good pause there to that spinner will get you if you just keep going.
Ooh, getting an encounter the first step after your repel runs out, that feels bad.
It does. Alright, Ethan probably checking that cut check that we saw Vice do moments ago.
Alright, we have Spiro using Dig. I think, didn't deal that much damage, luckily.
Yeah, Spiro, well, it does have its main attack, it's better as an attacker, but it only has 60 attack, so it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah,
even with a super effective dig.
That being said, because he's been using X defense as well, a crit dig will hurt. I don't know if it'll knock out the Arcanine, but luckily we don't have to find out. Fire Punch takes it out. Now, Giraffrig's a little bit more scary.
Yeah, with Crab Hammer, that's...
Yep.
And there's the crit.
Yep, that's a knockout.
Vice is electing to do the reset there.
I can understand it. Happy 2 hours, people.
Happy 2 hours. I think Vice might be thinking, alright, you know the Spiro really can't hurt you that badly. Setting up a barrier. Just a little bit of extra setup will probably be enough to deal with that Giraffrig and whatever that third Pokemon is.
Alright, and Ethan is fought the one trainer in Surge's gym, so he's going to be fighting Surge next.
So progression here can either be, well, it could be a lot of things, but
Ooh.
likely Surf and likely expansion card is coming up next.
Mm-hmm. We did see the crit dig, and it dealt about 3/4 damage, so Vice should be fine setting up on the Spiro. Alright, after all that setting up, ooh, Giraffrig lives on 1, but very luckily does not get the crit on the Crabhammer and is able to live. Yeah, that was a range. That was a range. Wow.
And super effective Shadow Ball will definitely deal with that Ghastly.
Yeah. So Vice now through Sabrina.
And that's just a protein, so we are down to the Surge fight or Nugget Hedge.
Yeah, and Charizard Frozen. Oh, this is unfortunate to see. Freeze is an awful status. You have, I believe it is a 50% chance to thaw out every turn, and you could just get stuck infinitely.
Yeah, there's no cap on freeze, as opposed to, let's say, sleep. Yeah, the freeze status, at least in this gen, is pretty rough.
Is it only a 10% chance to thaw out? That is ridiculous.
It is 10%, yep.
Wow. There's Surf on Surge.
Alright.
Yeah, in Generation 1, as Darkrit points out, Freeze does not ever thaw out. So
At least
it
they
is...
gave that 10% buff.
Yeah, so if you get frozen in Generation 1, your Pokemon is essentially knocked out.
I believe in competitive Gen 1, they actually have a freeze clause where you are not, in competitive, you're not allowed to freeze more than one Pokemon. But it's inconsistent with only Blizzard and Ice Beam being able to freeze. Ooh, good guard spec by Vice, blocking that smoke screen. Gives him a chance to set up on this, on what we know is progression.
Right. Well, now that Ethan has Surf, I'm sure his tracker has completely lit up like a Christmas tree. So he will be checking all of these Surf checks. Ooh, a Teleport TM. Very interesting. They do have Fly, so they don't need to worry about it now, but Teleport strats are very viable. Being able to return to the last Pokemon Center you used, it's like Fly, but a bit less convenient.
Aeroblast will make short work of a Heracross 4 times effective.
Alright, and Vice just has the Rattata left. I imagine that he will be able to finish up the battle here. There's the Soul Badge for Ethan.
That puts Ethan actually 6 items away from Go Mode.
Did he save after getting the Soul Badge? Yes, okay. I was about to say.
That was concerning for a moment, but got it figured out.
Yeah, they are now able to go to both the Waterstone Chamber as well as the Flash Chamber. Looks like looks like a Vice. Oh, sorry.
We keep cutting each other off. I'm sorry. So it looks like Vice is doing Mount Mortar, which he can complete a quick 6 checks here, which is also a good option.
Oh, Vice almost missing an item there, but he figures it out. He picks it up. All right, nothing in Waterstone Chamber, but he still has the Flash Chamber to check.
And that's Rainbow Badge for Vice.
Very interesting. We have not found the Glacier Badge or the Rising Badge yet.
True. However, we now have all of Cyanwood, all of Mahogany, and a few here and there checks throughout. So there's still time for it to show up.
Oh, absolutely. It's just interesting to think about the potential of those badges. Oh, there's the expansion card.
Well, alright then. That's pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, and we get to see the shiny now.
Shiny and the Snorlax at the same time. That is a sickly Cubone.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Poor thing. And we have a Machop.
Two levels it could have been a Machamp.
Yeah. But what I was saying before about the Glacier Badge and the Rising Badge, it's interesting to think about. I mean, now we have all three Pokegear parts. If we find the other, well, really, it's just Earth Badge and Mineral Badge that we don't know of, other than those two. If we find Earth Badge and Mineral Badge before we find Glacier Badge and Rising Badge, we could potentially see some checks being unable to have key items in it.
Yeah, no, that being able to ignore all Waterfall checks or Whirlpool checks, clearing Whirl Islands without going there, that will save a whole lot of time. From here, I imagine Vice is probably going to do Waterstone and Flash Chamber.
Meanwhile, it looks like Ethan will be making his way into the Victory Road. You know, I very often see the Earth Badge in Victory Road. I wonder if that trend will continue today.
It very well could. We have 5 checks.
In particular, it usually ends up being the last check in Victory Road. There's Soul Badge for Vice. But yeah, I always see Earth Badge on that last check, the one where you have to drop down right beside the rival fight. So, we'll see.
Time will tell. Rainbow Wing. Alright, well that's the first part of Tin Tower.
Uh-oh, so, oh. Nope, not the Earth Badge today.
Not today. But, yeah, so Rainbow Badge was relatively easy to find. So I imagine Ethan will probably go there relatively sooner rather than later, as probably he might be waiting until he gets the Rising Badge and can do all of Waterfall all at once. But yeah, no, this is a really tight race that we are 4 badges away from no mode.
Right. And Ethan just getting an escape rope off of this, but Vice now in the Flash Chamber.
Ethan gonna check the items on the way to Pewter City. Go through Old Viridian Forest.
I really like doing Viridian Forest in particular in races that... Oh, there's the Rising Badge and expansion card.
This allows Ethan to do Waterfall at the same time as doing Surf, which is where we know Rainbow Badge is for the Mortar checks.
Yeah, very convenient. But yeah, what I was saying about Viridian Forest, it has a lot of hidden items in it. So in runs that use shuffle in the hidden items into the pool as well. Viridian Forest is very fun.
Oh, agreed. It's I am a big fan of the hidden item format and the maximum.
Yeah. It looks like Vice also knocks out the Machop, or rather, decides not to catch it. Must be satisfied with their mains, which I completely agree with.
Yep. Very understandable. Looks like Ethan's electing to do Brock. That's 2 fights, relatively high level for 1 check, which you don't commonly see.
Yeah, kind of interesting to do Brock now. Looks like Vice picks up the fly point for Viridian and dips out to go check out the Viridian Forest, where he will be picking up that Rising Badge.
I do like this movement. It's personally what I like to use. Getting that fly point and going north, getting the Pewter City fly point. But yeah.
I agree. I also do that. Vice being careful around the spinner, or rotator rather, being able to dodge it, it's pretty infamous for catching people off guard.
Oh, 100%. Alright, so it looks like Vice is probably gonna do these quick checks over here by Victory Road. Probably gonna get his Rainbow Wing. But, yeah, from here you have... what can Vice do from here? He's got a few quick checks. I think we're going to be seeing Mount Mortar pretty quick for Waterfall side, at least.
I agree. Looks like Ethan is taking out the Amistar. By the way, Amistar on Brock, what kind of rando?
Gotta love them vanillas.
Also, Pseudo-Wudo, rock type, what kind of rando?
Just don't bring out the grappler.
It's interesting that he is going for Flamethrower instead of Waterfall.
Yeah, that's... I noticed that too, where although Flamethrower is stab, and you have a super effective move. Unless he thinks Pseudo-Wudo is a tree.
I mean... he might be out of Waterfall PP, which would explain it.
That makes the most sense. There's Rainbow Wing for Vice.
Alright, they're all tied up as far as items go, except for that Rainbow Badge.
Yep. But that won't be... That's not too hidden at all.
Nope, so...
And there's a lot of incentive to go over there. Brock gives a Mystic Water, so not required.
Yeah, let's see what Ethan decides to do next. Looks like heading over towards Mount Mortar.
And same with Vice.
Alright. Ethan does have the surf checks to do first. Oh, deciding to actually go back to Violet.
Gonna fully complete Violet. There's 2 checks past the 2 pawns. Makes sense to me.
Alright, despite the vast, or rather the great number of checks in the back of Mount Mortar, we've seen several races where this is just completely barren. No, not the Pokedex.
Yep, we got 1 extra item on our menu. Won't really help our racers unless they really want to find a specific Pokemon. Not really used at this point of the game or in this category.
the rainbow, I'm assuming you mean the rainbow badge. It was in the surf checks of Mount Mortar.
Machine part for Vice, which unlocks 3 more checks and allows Vice to just do 1 trip to the power plant.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's nice few checks you can collect there. All right, now Ethan will be taking on Mount Mortar. I had to go back for that item first.
Pretty sure he tried to collect it before, didn't have room, but there's been enough missed checks in this tournament already that you better be safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right, and just one more item in the waterfall portion. So far, all we got was the machine part, and yep, that's all that's back here. All right, and Ethan collects the rainbow badge. Looks like Vice will be doing this surf check he did not have access to earlier. Right, Vice is checking out these violet surf checks as well. Ethan will be finishing up the surf checks in Mount Mortar, now going on to the waterfall checks, where he will find the machine part.
Yep.
All right, it looks like Vice will be heading over to turn in the machine part now.
I like this play. It allows him to fully complete Vermilion Lavender. He still has to do that last surf and cut check south of Lavender, so... And if he really wants, he can do Cerulean and do the Nugget Bridge. It may be a bit of a gamble, but we're looking at a level 40, 41 Arcanine, and you're 3 badges away from go mode.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Nugget Hedge Maze is the ideal play after turning in the machine part and getting up the quick checks from there. Because at this point, you're a little bit lower level compared to what you would want to be for red. And there's a good chance we see that go mode pretty soon. So it'll not only help get some levels, but there's also a decent chance there's a required item behind it anyway.
Alternatively, you could put that off and hope you find the Glacier Badge sooner rather than later and switch to the 60, because regardless of the Pokemon, at level 40 and 50, it's a tough sell to beat Red, regardless of the Pokemon.
Alright, so we see a max revive. There's the machine part.
Pretty even. Ethan does have a few checks on Vice with doing that Erica earlier. So it's a really tight race.
Ah, yes, the bye-bye go-go checks, one of my favorites. Alright, yeah, able to string these checks together by doing the Lavender radio tower check, and then going south of Lavender to grab these, well, I believe it's just one check here that he did not do because he didn't have Surf yet.
Yeah, this has been a triple dip in this area.
And it's just an escape rope.
As far as checks are concerned, like, we are running relatively low on good checks, so doing Rocket Basement here for Vice is not a bad idea at all. Aside from this, I think the most efficient checks would be Nugget Hedge Maze and Chuck's Gym until we find that Glacier Badge.
Dark Rip pointing out, he did not go to Vermilion. He did not do the lost item check in Vermilion. That being said,
that's a good point. But
yeah, regardless of what he gets there, it's likely he was going to do the Rocket Hideout next anyway.
Yeah, unless it was a Glacier Badge or Clear Bell, and it could be that.
It very well could, yeah.
It probably won't come into play, and having his tracker up, he didn't mark it off, so he does know it's there. Oh, that poor Fortress taking a fire punch to the face.
All right, well, Ethan has done the machine part quest now, so there's a chance that we see what the Vermilion lost item is from Ethan's side. And it looks like that's where he's going first.
Never melt ice.
Yeah, so it looks like at least the checks locked specifically behind the machine part. There weren't anything. But we haven't checked out the check in Misty's gym or Misty herself at this point.
That in mind, if Misty's not required, or sorry, yeah, even it looks like Waterfall wasn't required.
Interesting. Looks like we will be seeing the Bye Bye A Go Go. Very nice.
Yeah, so machine part and all of Waterfall not required.
Right, we have Ethan checking out this one surf check that wasn't able to do earlier, while Vice is going through the Rocket Hideout, which is a bit of a slog, but hopefully we see some good items in there.
Yeah, there are several items that will open the world a little bit. We're looking for Glacier Badge, really. We're looking for Clear Bell.
Alright, looks like Ethan's going to be doing the Soft Sand Girls. Not a bad play. It's possible that they have something. It's an often postponed check. So going ahead and getting them out of the way, especially almost 2 hours and 30 minutes in. This is probably a good time to go on ahead and get it done.
Yeah, especially with Ethan having that earlier, I guess, delay, we'll call it, in the basement. Ethan might be feeling behind here. So they might be trying to do some bad checks, or like some inefficient checks, to try to make a play to sneak a win.
And it could pay off.
Oh, very well could.
Yeah. Definitely not a bad play from Ethan to try to catch up some time.
it's a double-edged sword because if it is Rocket Basement, it would just put Ethan a little bit further behind if it's not anything worthwhile.
Exactly. We'll see a couple more items here on Vice's side. There's the clear bell. Uh-oh.
That's pretty big for Vice. But it still could be nothing. We don't know that yet.
Yeah. But that does not look good for... Yep, Ethan just getting a protein from the Soft Sand Girls, unfortunately putting him further behind.
Yep. Ooh, Ethan going to Newbar Town, probably doing that Rising Badge check and the Surf checks. Naming the rival and that's the Glacier Badge. Okay, that's access to the level 60. That's actually pretty massive. We are 2 badges away from Go Mode. And access to Whirl Islands.
Wow.
I mean, it's an easy check to do, but with Vice getting that clear belt, he might get baited into doing that instead.
Yeah. Little bit of discussion about ERC skip in the chat. So for those who don't know, it's too late for Vice to do it at this point, but ERC skip rather. It's when you just grab the ground items in the Rocket Underground and leave without doing any of the required fights. It's an interesting strategy. Doing the fights does take some time. And from a hindsight perspective, it's very likely actually that ERC skip would be the correct play. But from Vice's perspective, he still doesn't know where the Glacier Badge is. And so that being one of the bigger progress badges, or rather a badge that unlocks checks, probably wants to stick it out all the way through the end just in case it's there.
Yeah, as far as Vice is concerned, so Tin Tower is probably his progression next. But from there, he's got Soft Sand, Nugget Hedge Maze, and Chuck's Gym. As far as he knows, he doesn't really have a lot of good checks. Besides the, I guess, Newbar Town quick 3-item check.
But we'll find out soon whether or not there are other items locked behind the fights in the Rocket Underground. As Ethan does this one kind of out of the way Whirlpool check.
This is usually another one that can be put off for quite some time. But because he has Waterfall and Whirlpool, makes it very efficient. Just a gold berry, but yeah, he's now cleared up that whole southern Johto area.
Yep. Yeah, the Glacier Badge is on the Rising Badge check. Yeah, good on Ethan for dodging out of the way of that guy. That guy has eaten his carrots as max vision.
That's 1 of 4 checks. Not worth it for finishing the Rocket Hideout.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it would decide the race just yet. It is a very quick check. I'm sure Vice will get to it eventually.
Yeah, for what Vice has left, I wouldn't count him out yet, because there's a decent chance that Tin Tower is required.
Yeah, there's also a chance that Whirl Island doesn't have anything locked behind it.
Well, even if it doesn't have anything required, I could see Ethan doing a main switch.
That is true. Let's find out what this Lugia is.
Arbok.
Arbok. Yep,
and
he
immediately resets.
immediately resets it. I don't blame him. Arbok's not a great Pokemon.
It's not a great Pokemon, but you have to be thinking, you're level 45 or whatever, and can you take on Red with the Pokemon you have right now?
That actually is a very good question.
Arbok's not a great Pokemon. I'm not going to argue that it is. However, Arbok has 80 speed, 85 attack. At level 60, you might need to consider it. Use a candy off price. Not required, but let's see if the guard is more helpful.
Yeah. Looks like Ethan trying to figure out where to go. And Vice just picking up a TM. So in hindsight, we can say that ERC skip. I keep missing the C there. ERC skip was the play, but I still think it was in Vice's best interest to go on ahead and clear out those checks.
Fair enough. Vice doing the other part of Dark Cave. These are quick 3 checks. I don't fault him on that one. The equivalent of doing those Newburgh Town checks. The biggest concern I have for Vice is he putting off doing those, now that he has Waterfall, does he put off doing that check in Newburgh Town until he gets Glacier Badge, which ironically is in Newburgh Town?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we do know that at the very least, Whirl is empty, which means it is actually possibly in Vice's best interest to do 10 Tower next, and then do the Rising Badge check later.
Sounds like he's listening to you, so there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's actually very, very big if we do end up finding the last 2 badges in here, because at that point, we will see from Vice that he does not. He will know for sure that he does not need to do any Whirlpool checks.
That will save him all of Whirl Islands. Again, he might go there. He's running a level 43, 44 Arcanine. We might be looking at main switches on Mount Silver.
That is also possible, yes. All this really comes down to also what is Red's main, because, I mean, if they have a free setup, I still think they'll be okay.
True. Yeah. It would take a little bit more X defense and X speeds than a higher level Pokemon, but if it's a free setup on, let's say, a Smeargle or a Shuckle, then our runners both can easily get through some of those Pokemon. Alright, let's see if we were right. We were saying Dugtrio is the Suicune? Or someone was saying Dugtrio. And, Ethan actually elected to do Chuck. This could be big if Chuck or Chuck's wife has the last remaining badges too, so. Just as Whirl Islands was a bait, Tin Tower could also easily be a bait. There's the Dugtrio. Alright, so since Vice caught a Raikou earlier on, that's why the Raikou there actually just stayed in place.
Yeah, it's an interesting property of the roamers there. It is based on the Pokedex entry being present, not so much as the catching the actual roamer.
Yeah. Alright, that's an HP up and something else. Alright, Chuck is not required, but that's Slimewood down.
Ooh, thank you, SpeedGaming 3, for the rate of 137.
Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Vice electing to keep dig.
Yeah, interesting electing to do that so late in the run.
He might be running low on escape ropes, and a lot of what he has left does involve caves, so...
Yep, that makes sense.
Ethan finding that super rod. So Tin Tower has roughly 12 checks, if I recall correctly, plus the Ho chamber.
Yeah, so a good number of checks. We're, I believe, a little over halfway through the checks in the tower itself.
I'm mistaken. It's 11, and plus there's the Rainbow Wing check, which requires you to beat E4.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love that one.
Mystery
There's the egg. All right, well, that is another reason for Vice to go to Elm.
All right, yeah, that makes Elm more efficient of a check. Oh, that'd be wild if it's Glacier Badge and 5 Mineral Badges. I'd like to face Red. I have 20 badges.
And a gorgeous box.
Besides the mystery egg, it's Tin Towers seems to be lackluster.
Yeah, we still have the Ho chamber to check, which will be 4 more checks. And sounds like we got a spinner rack.
That's hardly worth the time.
Yep. I don't even know if it was worth fire punching, to be honest.
200 and not even 300 experience, probably not. But checking the Ho chamber, which will complete all of the ruins of Alf.
Meanwhile, looks like we have Ethan about halfway through Claire's gem. Electing to use Waterfall on the Seadra. Seems that Arcanine is still kind of walled by rock types.
It wouldn't
Or
be
specifically Tyranitar.
Yeah. It wouldn't hurt to probably teach Surf over one of his other moves.
Yeah, I agree. And we have a bear on screen.
And goodbye, bear. So from here, with that mystery egg check, I definitely see Vice going for that Glacier Badge. Unfortunately, it appears that all of Tin Tower was for naught unless the mystery egg is something.
Yeah. That's actually a big deal because that was, I believe, the only thing in Rocket Hideout was the clear bell.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. We have one more check left. Glacier badge.
All right, and then we'll be seeing what this mystery egg check is.
This could be huge either way. Okay. Well, there we go.
That is very, very big for Vice.
Yeah, that puts them in a distinct lead because that makes Rocket Hideout into Clearbell, into into Tin Tower, into Mystery Egg check. That is a pretty big distance that Ethan's gonna have to catch up on now.
Yeah.
Now we're on the hunt for Mineral Badge for Go Mode. Vice probably gonna do every quick check possible.
Yes, SD Kilda. That was yes. All of Rocket Hideout, all of Tin Tower, into Mystery Egg, all of that just for the Earth badge. And, I mean, Vice, he's still probably going to be checking these Whirlpool checks first, but honestly, it will not take him that much time to knock them out. And, I mean, on top of that, we are about to see the Dragon's Den checks. Looks like Ethan actually might have forgotten a check. There is one on the right side.
That may come into play.
I don't think Ethan grabbed that. Oh, he's going back. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't grab it because he just got out of the trainer battle. Okay, it's just a dire hit. Yeah, it looks like Vice is doing the strat where you actually head over to Cyanwood first before you hit up the Whirl Islands.
I like it. It's
also looks like Ethan is checking the check over here, which is the lost item. He's going to check that before doing the house cutscene.
So after this, and I imagine Vice is probably going to check that Arbok level 60 as well. But after doing all of Whirl Islands, in Vice's shoes, where do you go?
Probably Claire. Oh, there's the mineral badge, so...
Alright, so yeah, so I think for what checks Vice has left, I think he would either do Chuck or Claire, and now we know that is the last badge.
Yeah, so now it comes down to how fast does Vice do Claire versus how fast does Ethan do Rocket Hideout.
Rocket Hideout into Tin.
Yeah. So Vice definitely has the advantage here, but if he puts off Claire for a while, that could be a problem.
I think Vice has a Master Ball, and I would just throw a Master Ball, catch this. Just, you need something. You need the levels.
Yeah, it makes sense, turning in the lost item check, getting a nugget.
But we are fastly approaching the 3-hour mark. 13 minutes left,
and
yeah.
we are in no mode. We know where the last progress items are. It's just a matter of One badge left for each runner, and they're different badges, which is very exciting.
Oh, for sure. And the nerves might be getting to them a little bit at this point, where at this point in the race, that one badge, it could be anywhere. Because it doesn't lock any progression at all. And yeah, our racers are could expect done at any point in their point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I imagine they're very nervous right now. I wouldn't necessarily say Ethan's throwing it, though. I mean, there's still a lot of checks left. I mean, they still have several of the Kanto gym leaders. And I can understand the sentiment of not wanting to do Rocket Hideout this late.
Rocket Hideout at this point in the game might be a too much of a time commitment, because you're looking at, let's say, 10 minutes. And if it's nothing, you're looking at hour 3 and not being in go mode.
Exactly. For all they know, the clear bell is on one of these Kanto gym leaders, and that'll be just a quick trip up to 10 Tower, and then badge being there. So I definitely can see where Ethan's coming from, not wanting to do Rocket Hideout. Vice now doing Chuck, which I think makes sense. It's a little bit faster than doing Claire, and there's 3 checks behind it.
Yep. When you're at this point of the game, all you need is 1 check, so you go for efficiency. You can fully clear this area. Claire's a little bit longer, so going from here to Claire, or I hate to say it, but I might see him doing Erica. But
yeah. Another thing is we see Ethan going up to Nugget Hedge Maze, which neither runner has done yet.
I mean, items we don't know about is Secret Potion and Red Scale, and that could, if that's up here in Nugget Hedge Maze, that could add some more time for Ethan.
Yeah. Ooh.
But this also may be a metagame. So you're at 2 hours 50 minutes. The other racer hasn't hit done yet. Why haven't they hit done? And Ethan's probably feeling behind with that basement mess up. So Ethan's going to be trying to make plays.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we saw an E4 come out of Ethan pretty soon. And honestly, like, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, and we can, although we know this isn't the right answer, this is Ethan doing his very best, so you gotta respect it.
Absolutely, yeah. And honestly, you know, even if there was a bit of mistakes here and there, honestly, I can definitely say for Ethan, I feel like he's been doing very well as far as some of the techniques, like I mentioned before, like little optimizations and rotator skips and such. So he definitely has knowledge in those sort of areas.
Yeah, and like, I don't know Ethan enough myself. However, I know Vice is a veteran in Full Item Rando. I played with him for years, and just to say this hasn't been a close competition this whole time around would be you can't sell this competition short. Like, this was a very close race, and it's
still a close race.
It's still a close race. We're 15 badges to 15 badges, and Vice hasn't started Claire.
Yeah, like every second that Vice doesn't start Claire is additional time for Ethan to make his way to Rocket Hideout. So, I mean, at this point, it's still anyone's game. Yeah, it looks like they're both going to be doing Nugget Hedge Maze.
This might just be the check, because he didn't do Bye Bye Go-Go.
That is true. He has not done Bye Bye Go-Go. We still might see Nugget Hedge Maze from both runners, though.
Maybe. And then if it's Secret Potion, we might both see Jasmine. They'll narrow it down eventually. And as soon as Ethan starts Rocket Hideout, and as soon as Vice, Vice is probably doing the same metagame I was mentioning. Your opponent hasn't hit done yet. You gotta make a mean play at this point. So Vice is... The nerves might be getting to Vice here, where do this, do E4, make a play. And he might feel too far behind to start Claire.
Exactly. So at this point, since both of them are now going into the Nugget Hedge maze, Ethan's actually almost done with it. So that means that Ethan will have the next opportunity to make another play. I'm assuming he's going to do Misty first, but then afterwards, this puts Ethan in the offensive.
Yeah, it's the ball's in Ethan's court right now. Nugget on Nugget, Nugget on Nugget.
What kind of rando?
I'm tired of these vanilla ROMs.
Dunsparce needs to do better. All right, yeah, just one more fight for Ethan here before he's finished out this section of checks. Yeah, Vice still has 4 fights left.
They are relatively simple at this point. However, I don't hate this play. Because one, we get a Chansey. We want Arcanine to get as much experience in the very few checks that are left.
Very true, yes.
Same thing with the Charizard. Like, level 4750 is difficult to face red.
Well, you know, but the thing is also is the checks that both runners are missing are going to require a lot of fights for both of them.
Yeah, they don't know that yet.
Yeah, but it's very interesting. They're gonna definitely get some levels regardless. All right, and Ethan is through Misty, getting a protein. Let's see what his next check is.
Okay, we could be seeing a Blaine play or an E4 play here.
It looks like we're going Blaine.
Yeah, which, at the same time, it does make some sense in the regards that you need to get the fly point to Pallet Town regardless. So why not do that 3 Pokemon fight, get that decent experience, hope he's got a Blissey, and
yeah, and not only that, you have to go this way to unlock blue anyway, so you know, it works out.
Yeah, I believe over the next 5-10 minutes, we are going to be seeing a couple meme checks. We could be seeing Route 4, we could be seeing Blue, E4, and I think it's just coming down to the runners thinking, okay, they both made mistakes, they both need to catch up. How do you do that? You do a play that your opponent wouldn't do. However, they're both thinking that way, and they're not doing what they need to do.
Yep. Here's a question. Could we see a double E4 play that is just completely unnecessary?
It would be funny. In my mind, if you're doing E4, I would probably, on Vice's side, do Claire first.
That absolutely makes sense.
However, on Ethan's side, I can imagine him doing ERC skip at this point.
Which ERC skip, as we know at this point, would actually work out in his benefit.
So, yeah, we're pretty neck and neck here.
Ooh, Celebi.
Alright, we're done with Blaine. Where does Ethan go next?
Oh, Vice, now checking the last thing. Oh, Ethan looks like he's going to Rocket Hideout.
Mahogany?
Oh, Vice going to Claire.
Oh, it's a race!
It is a race, folks.
Wait, what? What's Ethan doing?
Oh no.
Find a pallet down. Ethan,
I
go
think that was
back.
a misclick.
You were right.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna try to face blue first.
Okay,
Ooh.
like I was saying, this is nerves, thinking, meta. These guys are metagaming. They know they are in a tight spot. Both of them are, and they have to do plays that their opponent hasn't done. For how long they've had 14 and 15 badges. Ethan's hoping for vanilla Earth badge, which we know isn't there.
Yeah. Oh, this is a crazy race right now. Oh wow.
This is a nail biter. But with Vice going into Claire's gym here, there is a timer.
Oh yeah.
A hidden timer Ethan doesn't know about. That Vice is gonna be in go mode first.
Yeah, even if Ethan goes to the hideout right now, he has to go at least to the clear bell. May or may not decide to do ERC skip. And then he has to climb Tin Tower to defeat the Ho-Oh to get that last badge. So, oh no, he needs to get the mystery egg.
He needs the mystery egg and do that quick check, which, I mean, there's not many other checks available for Ethan. So, going to hideout. If he does ERC skip, that's great. Into Tin Tower. Into mystery egg. But
Yeah.
odds are you'll do Ho-Oh chamber first, because you are going up Tin Tower.
Mm-hmm. So, as looking, I mean, I don't want to count Ethan out yet, because realistically, this Arcanine will still be underleveled. May have difficulties on red.
Yeah, chat's saying, like, it looks like it's a conscious decision at this point. Like, he flew to Mahogany, so he decided not to do the hideout until it's absolutely necessary. It almost pays off, because we saw it. Vice did all of hideout, all of Tin, and Ho-Oh chamber. The only thing that pays off is one check, and that's an egg.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, you know, it's like it very well could have been on blue. It very well could have been, you know, anywhere else. And I'm sorry, Vice would have skipped or would have lost all that time doing Rocket Hideout and Tin Tower.
Yeah. Happy 3 hours on that point, on that mark.
Happy 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's not over until Red is defeated. We could be seeing some difficult Pokemon with Earthquake, which would deal with Arcanine and Arbok. It's still anyone's game. Vice has the edge, though.
Yeah, Ethan is he just took down a Thrash Porygon 2. Alright, this should put Ethan through with blue. Let's see where he decides to go afterwards.
If he's going for meme plays, it's probably going to be E4 or Route 4, as chat was saying.
Yeah.
And I think it's just unfortunate with the situation that Ethan would put himself in, that
yeah, it looks like we're going for Route 4.
This metagaming can pay off more often than you think, so I'm not going to fault him at all on this.
Absolutely not. It's definitely worked out in my favor before. I'm sure it's worked out. I'm sure many of the experienced runners here can attest to a time where really good metagaming play ended up winning them a race. Unfortunately, doesn't happen every time.
Especially with the 2 badges that are missing, they literally can be anywhere. You just need that 1 check. And yeah, Ethan looks a little unfamiliar with this area. You don't often go to Route 4. Like, this is not a common route to go, because it's only 1 check for 2 fights. There's the mineral badge. That is go mode.
Right. Vice now in go mode. We will see in just a couple of minutes whether or not Red is going to give him trouble.
Yep. And the longer this race goes, the more Ethan's convinced it's behind something really bad.
That's true. Yeah, at this point, the chances of Ethan going to Rocket Hideout is very low.
Yeah. Because before he can pick up any items, he has to do 3 mandatory fights. And sure, you can ERC skip after that and just pick up the ground items, but which would be good. By then, it might be too late.
Yeah, and on top of that, once he gets the Clear Bell, he has to do another 3 fights against Sages and then another Suicune fight as well. So
a minimum of 7 fights ahead of Ethan, and
yeah, and yeah, it's very clear he's probably very, very nervous and hitting some optionals.
Yeah, I mean, we are hitting 305 for Vice, and frankly, I could see Vice taking some risks in this red fight, trying to squeeze a win out. Maybe Ethan has been on red for minutes or longer than he has, and he has.
Absolutely. Yeah, like, ooh, we're gonna see. Oh, it's a Diglett.
Level 50 Diglett to go with the Doug trio from before.
Deciding to use strength on it. I don't know if he was planning on catching that or not, but Diglett is very, very frail. It's not going to live.
I think Vice was trying to get that sneak a level in before using his candies.
Very possible. Alright, with the number of candies that Vice has, Arcanine should actually be fairly decently leveled. I believe, yeah, he'll be 55, so that's not bad.
So Ethan flying to Viridian, this is probably our E4 play coming up.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Ooh. I mean, it makes sense from a metagame perspective.
Yeah, no, I've done the same thing. Ooh, Flamethrower, Vice sees that. That's going on Arcanine right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've even done a race where I've done E4 before Rocket Hideout, so you know, I get it. A little bit of muscle memory there. He's trying to pick up the items and he realizes, oh wait, I already picked these up. Okay, that is a Thrash Rapidash.
Say that 5 times fast.
No thanks.
Alright, so putting on a few X defense. That is the 3rd. So should be confused here, so we're gonna get a free full restore. Maybe not yet.
Yeah, so yeah, I think Vice will probably be fine. Ooh,
you
unless
say
it
that,
crits.
and suddenly a crit. So a crit can one-shot the Arcanine.
That is good for Vice to know. Very scary. This is not the first time I've seen something with Thrash as the lead, having really bad crit luck.
After seeing the Rapidash lead, I would consider teaching Surf to Arcanine.
Oh, that's rollout.
Oh, that's really bad.
It's really bad for both runners.
Oh, that's terrible for the Charizard.
Yeah.
Alright, so Thrash is 90 power, 20 PP. So, like, you'd have to... Because it lasts 2 to 3 turns, you have to stall that out for... That's a lot of moves that Red can throw at you. So, like, you can't really stall Thrash. Rollout, it goes multiple turns, like...
Yeah, there's no PP
is...
stalling this.
Yeah,
Flash strats. Flash strats are about to happen.
Yeah, that's probably that is definitely the right play. Yeah.
Earth Badge. Sorry. There's a question in chat. Where's Earth Badge? Earth Badge. You have to go into Rocket Hideout to get the Clear Bell, then go into Tin Tower to get the Mystery Egg, and then return to Professor Elm and turn in the Mystery Egg for the Earth Badge.
It's a bit of a gump. Yeah.
All right. Well, from Ethan's side, it doesn't look like he'll have too much trouble on these E4 fights. Oh, wait. Is he fighting the rival? And is he doing... I think he's doing the rival fight in the E4.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think...
I've been focusing on the Rapidash here.
Yeah, so have I, but...
Oh, yeah, because he picked Sunday.
Yeah. Oof. So that is yet another extra fight that he'll have to do.
So, yeah, this is one of the reasons why you want to pick Saturday or Thursday. You don't want to run a Sunday. This is, I believe this happens if you've done Route 4.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where you can rematch Rival on Sundays. If I'm recalling correctly. I haven't seen it very often.
Alright, meanwhile, seems like the Arcanine is now set up, was able to make it work on the Rapidash, so we'll see. Yep, that was a Rival 7.
Rival 7.
I wonder if Ethan was expecting that.
I can't imagine he was expecting that. And it's only... Well, that's the first time in this tournament that we've seen Rival 7.
Honestly, that's the first time I've ever seen Rival 7 in an FIR. Aside from Plando, at least.
Lugia. With Hypnosis. Shouldn't be too much to deal with.
Yeah, it's a little bit bulky, but offensively, not a problem for the Arcanine.
And get your GGs ready in chat. Because that's a Sunflora.
Yep,
yeah.
Well, there we go.
GG.
Yeah, get your GGs out for Vicendithas. He has finished with an official time of 3 hours, 10 minutes, 50 seconds. So we switched the audio over to Ethan, but it does not appear that it is playing.
Weird, because I know his stream does have audio. Welcome, Vice, and GG.
Thanks. That was a stressful ROM.
I can imagine. How do you feel?
I feel good. That I was getting nervous.
I can imagine. Yeah, you both ran a very good race. I want to preface that. And that's a DNF by Ethan. So he'll probably be coming in here right away.
All right, yeah, I believe he is about to drop in.
Weird, because I know his stream does have audio. Welcome, Vice and GG. I can imagine. How do you feel?
I think the gang's all here now.
GG's.
I can
Yep,
imagine.
GG.
Yeah,
So
you're
what were
both.
you missing?
Earth badge.
You both ran a very
Earth
good race.
badge.
I
Was that
want to
E4,
preface
or
that.
did I just hard skip?
And that's a
like
DNF by
rationaries?
Ethan.
Or
So
was Earth badge?
he'll probably be coming in here right away.
Honestly, don't remember.
All right, yeah, I believe
It
he
was a
is
D4.
about to drop in.
Yeah.
Are we getting an echo?
I wouldn't think it. Not from me. Couldn't be
Could
from me.
Just on one of the restreams. GG's.
Yeah. So to answer the question, where was Earth Badge? So, very interestingly, you needed to go
Badge.
into the rocket hideout to grab the clear bell.
Was that E4, or did I just hard skip? Like a rage for no reason.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
was the
Vice, can you mute your stream? We are getting audio issues. We're audio doubling.
okay?
Click down on the tracker. It shouldn't use that audio.
Yeah, my I
Are we
muted
getting
all my
an
audio
echo?
coming from my stream now. It's probably it's because it brings in my desktop audio, and if you're playing my audio through the restream, that'd be
could
why.
be
Yeah, I don't know why it's playing your audio.
just
I've
on
marked
one of the
you
restreams.
as done, and oh
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
So to answer the question, where was Earth Badge? So, very interestingly, you needed to go into
Yeah,
the rocket hideout
that realm
to
was
grab
not
the
very
clear bell.
fun.
Yeah, that was interesting. I struggled early.
That's what I was
Yeah.
I actually had to skip Bugsy
Vice,
because I couldn't beat
can
him
you
the first time I went
mute
through,
your
and I was getting
stream?
really nervous after
We
a
are
while.
getting
that
audio
he had
issues.
something.
We're audio
Oh,
doubling.
damn. I hard skipped like the Lake of Rage rocket section because I felt really behind.
See, I felt really behind.
Yeah, you both made some metagaming plays, which I respect because you're at 250, 245, and you're one badge away. So you have to be imagining where is your opponent at that point.
Right.
I mainly did it because I spent like 5 minutes in the goldenrod basement just trying to get that one item. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, in the puzzle room.
Yeah, I know how to do it too. It's just I forgot, and
Oh,
that was
no.
with under badge.
Oh, that's
So-
unfortunate.
For future reference, it is 1213 or 1312. So from right to left.
Yeah, I had to like look at my VOD to like know what to do.
Oh no. So what'd you run, Ethan?
I had a Charizard.
Nice. I ended up with the Arcanine that I found on. Where did I find that? I think I found it on 30.
Like the first route, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I kind of wanted to. I was gonna run a Nidoqueen, and then I got to the first trainer and it died straight away. So I just had to run the Charizard, and I only had like Earthquake and basically just Earthquake until I
Wow.
got Flamethrower and Fire Punch and Waterfall.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up running. The Arcanine came with Shadow Ball, so I was running Shadow Ball Strength pretty much the whole
Right.
race. I had some interesting strategies that I had to do because it also came with Detect, and I didn't really have any good moves
Yeah.
to teach over Detect, and everything kept digging on me. So I actually found it used for Detect.
That's why I didn't catch it, because I only had seen Detect. I didn't see anything else.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
tried to swap off of it. Like I went to Cycling Road and looked a little bit, and I
not
found a
really
Bellsprout, and so I booked it back to Violet to check the trade, and it was a Sandshrew. So I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, after our showcase match, I'm pretty sure you
Right.
said something like never again.
Never again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vice has a bad history with the slash.
Slash, yeah. But I did check it. I saw Gyarados there, but it only showed me Side
Yeah,
Beam,
nothing.
and I ran out of ball. Well, I ran out of balls except my Master Ball, and I didn't want to use the Master Ball on that.
I didn't run it either. I caught it and it had like side beam and that was it. I don't think it had any other attacking moves at all.
Yeah, and I also caught a small sheep there, which would have been really funny because then I could have ran back the Ampharos again. That's what I ran in the race on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
That's what I was thinking might happen.
I thought about it. If it had, well, a couple things. If it had like one good special move, and if we had already had Surf at that point, I would have considered it. But not having Surf and it not really having any moves, I'm like, I can't do that.
That was just a bad serve, really.
Right.
And it also like skipped fly a little bit, so it took me a while to get there.
Yeah, I did too. I actually, the first time I went to Olivine, I went into the tower, fought one trainer. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to Cycling Road first. I went to Cycling Road, did a whole bunch of stuff, and didn't go back to Olivine until it was basically the last place fly could be.
Yeah, I went back there off a death warp because I had gotten the basement key off route 45, I think that is, and then I just died to a trainer and ended up in Olivine, so I was like, okay, I'll do the lighthouse.
That works.
Speaking
Yeah.
of getting that basement key, it looked like you were going to do early basement, or not early basement, but vanilla basement there for a minute.
Yeah, I forgot that those rockets would have spawned there because of 7 badges, so I just bailed
Gotcha. We were wondering what was happening there.
because it would have taken like way too long to fight. Like,
Oh,
4 extra
easily.
trainers.
I think it's 9 total if in both rooms.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, and I mean, you would got your Thunder badge, but no, it's. But it looks like Morty is not a scam again today.
Right.
Yeah, that took me a while to get to that too.
Yeah, the Poke Gear being locked behind the radio card.
One thing I did find funny was that the charcoal was a charcoal.
Yeah.
It's always funny to see vanilla checks.
I like the fact that on Nugget Bridge, the Nugget's a nugget.
That was, yeah, that too. I laughed at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, like, when I was saying the with the fly logic, because I went to Kanto first, I didn't have the pass yet, and so I took the boat, knowing that I wouldn't find fly behind the boat. But then I found the plane badge on the boat, and then found the pass behind a strength lock. So I'm like, oh, that tells me that that fly is not in Kanto.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to address is, so you actually made an interesting routing choice, Vice. So after you did Azalea, you actually took the train to the boat to get to Olivine. Do you know if that's faster or?
I wasn't sure. I thought it might be faster. It seemed like a toss-up.
It is a toss-up. You save on repels. You do save on risking any trainer fights.
And you do get a free heal.
And it's a free heal, yeah. Okay.
That was kind of what my thought process. Like, well, it's probably about equivalent, but this direction gives me a free heal.
I want to commend you on that thinking on the fly there, and being able to decipher, okay, this is where fly is. It's the last possible location.
Right, and I was getting really nervous because it was the last check in the last location. So if it hadn't been there, I would have been like, uh-oh, what did I screw up?
Yeah.
Yep. You were very close to panic mode, I think.
Yep.
And speaking of things to commend racers on, I actually want to commend Ethan on something. It's something I mentioned throughout the race, but despite making a couple of mistakes, such as like the whole basement situation, I did notice very, very clean movement around some of these rotators. So, for instance, the one in Union Cave and on the way towards National Park. It seems like you have some very normalized movements for or consistent movement for skipping some of those rotators. So you want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, my Johto movement is a lot better than my Kanto movement because I like the most experience I've had like before these like full item randos is bingo. So I'm better at like the first little bits sometimes, but yeah, I've kind of felt that my movement was really good this race until I was kind of, I don't know, I guess panicking a bit after it took me like 5 minutes just to get one item.
Yeah, I think. That... Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
go on.
I just like ran into a few and then I'd run into more. Just what kind of happens in my runs sometimes.
Understandably. But with that, Vice has received his second win here. He's moving on. And however, ethan26 still has a chance. You get to face Newton on Tuesday, if I recall.
Yeah.
And the winner of that will also still be moving on. So there's still a chance for either racer to move on into the elimination bracket.
And most importantly, this means I don't have to face Wing in the first round.
Yeah, actually, so I guess technically speaking, if I recall correctly, I think it is if Ethan wins, I face the winner as my first match, whether it's Ethan or Newton. So that'll be interesting.
I have to throw it.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Any other comments about the race we just had now?
Well, like I said earlier, I was getting really nervous. I had the live split, or like the race times at GG window open, and I was just constantly looking over to see, has Ethan finished yet? Has Ethan finished yet? Because I was getting nervous because I was going a long time without finding anything.
Yeah, you were both at 15 badges for a long time, and you had... Essentially, it came down to, all right, if Vice goes to Claire first, he wins. If Ethan goes to Hideout first, he probably wins. But you both kept doing one-off and kind of like isolated checks, which I respect. It's metagaming, and it probably could have paid off. It didn't this time around, but...
I also like to clean up areas. I don't like leaving an isolated check, because the times that I leave an isolated check, that's the check.
Usually, yeah.
It seems like. I almost didn't go to Claire right then. I was almost... Well, I probably would have done... If I hadn't done Claire, I was about to do Erica, maybe Misty, and then probably Claire.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, there was a... You guys were getting... Well, we're at 3 hours. You almost completed the entire ROM. Good job staying in there and keeping high spirits. And I want to say GG both runners. Everyone who watched this, throw our runners a follow. I've been your commentator, Wingage. Also with me has been Dynix, who not only was commentating, but also was the star of tracking. And best of luck, Ethan, in your match in 2 days.
Oh, so I have one more quick thing.
Okay.
Ethan, which starter did you pick?
The Furret.
Okay, you also picked the Furret, so you got the free Waterstone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was very nice. Something
That
you
was
don't see
funny.
very often.
Can we appreciate the Kenya turn-in gave you Rock Smash?
Right.
That was...
Yeah, that was pretty convenient for
Very convenient.
one badge.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, but with that, I'm good with that there. Unless there's any last comments.
Real quick, wanted to go over the schedule for tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so we have 4 matches happening tomorrow. We have these are going to be Eastern time, so 2 p.m. Eastern. We have Shadowfrost versus Furlim, as well as Montebank versus Sissa Sissa. Both of those will be at 2 p.m. Shadowfrost versus Furlim on Speed Gaming, just Speed Gaming, and Montebank versus Sissa Sissa is on Speed Gaming 6 at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have Snorms versus PokeFan 1937 on Speed Gaming 2. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Glacial versus Strife Sada on Speed Gaming.
So we're at the near end of the group stages, and 4 matches tomorrow. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see everyone there, and yeah, I'll try to commentate 1 or 2 of those, but yeah, GG's. Glad this was a great race to commentate.
Oh, I absolutely agreed. It was very entertaining, and especially towards the end, it was very much a nail biter. All right, and with that, I think we are finished up here. So, thank you again, runners. GG's to you, and I hope to see everyone turn out for the next races coming up and on tomorrow.
Yep, GG's again, and thank you both for commentating and tracking for us.
Jeez.
Yeah.
GG's.
All right. GG's.
Have a good night.
You as well.